Well, hello everyone. This is SavageCast, and it is time for the big meme, aka Payton, the Biggie Cheese, the Mister. He's literally the Biggie Cheese. He's a cheesehead.
hmm
I ain't wrong, Chief. I ain't wrong.
I hate you for that.
Love you too. So I'm SavageCast, and this is the special guest of the night, GreenBayPayton. I'm actually gonna change the title so it has your @ in it, so people can follow you. That would be a good idea.
Appreciate it. Any support is very appreciated.
Yep.
I will say that much.
But yeah, so this guy I met maybe like what, a year and a half ago?
Yeah, a year and a half ago.
A year and a half ago. And we met when I was playing Mario vs. Luigi, and he was just like, "Oh, this is just another person playing this game." And then he was like, "Wait, there's modded maps? Holy shit!" And then we've been friends ever since. We love shit posting and basically more or less verbally teabagging each other in video games, and it's been a great time. I love chatting with him. But yeah, Peyton, tell us a little bit about yourself. How are you? What do you do?
Okay, so well, first I want to start with yeah, how I found you. I follow the new Super Mario Brothers category on Twitch, and around like late May, early June, I saw people playing the Mario versus Luigi online mode. You were one of them, and at first I was turned off because I'm just like, I can play this with my friends, and this isn't really much different than what's on the DS outside of 10 players, so what's the point? But then yeah, I saw your channel. I think you were playing the volcano mode or the
Yep.
volcano map or the jungle map, one of the two. And I'm like, oh wait, custom maps? Okay, we might have something here. And yeah, you said I could join, and yeah, I've loved being here ever since then.
And you got
Um,
stuck in the ceiling, and you became the ceiling
yeah,
god. You remember
Ceiling
that?
God,
Yeah, you
Ceiling
remember that.
God, yeah, that was literally like my first or second game. It was some. It was no. It was my first game. It was that next week, my first game in, and I'm the freaking ceiling god. Like why? I literally said it was kind of muffled, but I said like why the new guy? But yeah, a bit about myself is so I am a football coach for Nina High School up in Wisconsin. It's in the Fox Valley area, which is right where Lake Winnebago is. It's about 30 minutes hour south of Green Bay. Pretty well populated area, and I am currently coaching there because I was originally brought up to this area because I go to university at University of Wisconsin Oshkosh, which is 20 minutes south of Nina.
Yeah, gotcha.
Because I grew up in Illinois, Huntley, Illinois, which is about hour northwest of Chicago. You literally take Highway 90 to get to the city. It's a simple drive if you don't consider the traffic. Um, but when I give my location to people up here, I I will say that there's a well known town like Geneva, which is literally 45 minutes directly north of Huntley, and you literally take one road to get there. So I will tell people if they know where Lake Geneva is, you take that road south for 45 minutes, and you'll be in Huntley. Simple as that. But yeah, I was brought up here to go. I came to this area because of university. They gave me in-state tuition. They had a good football program, so I'm like, all right, sold. Because I had been managing football at my high school the 4 years I was there, and because of that, I wanted to get into the coaching realm. I originally wanted to do something broadcast related, maybe something behind the scenes, like the people at NFL Red Zone that feed in stats to the host for the
Ah,
channel.
like a
Uh,
statistician.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Because like I can rattle that stuff off of the top of my head like nobody's business. I've been called an encyclopedia on multiple occasions. But
Same.
when I actually became a part of a football team, like a couple years in, that's when my mentality started to change, and I wanted to be part of something bigger than myself at that point. And that's why I
Gotcha.
wanted to like continue to be a part of the team and be a part of, everything that goes on because there's just something special within it if you find the right place. And so I went to UWO to expand my coaching knowledge and to get some connections and to get a degree in physical education to kind of go hand in hand with that.
Good.
Because a lot of what you learn in physical education applies mainly to the weight room in terms of like lifting and developing programs for athletes and
Yeah.
everything that goes into that. And a lot of that is what actually translates onto the field and the physical skills and capabilities
Yeah,
that you
because
need.
you gotta train the athletes. I mean, like, and you gotta
Oh
know how
yeah,
to improve them.
absolutely. And like it's a year-round thing. Like Nina,
Like,
we
you
just
can't really
started our off
stop.
season. Yeah, like we just started our off season lifting 2 weeks ago. So a week of we had everybody max out the week prior to Thanksgiving just so we could get our off-season programs to the weights where everybody needs to be. Because we give them all out cards and then they should be reading off the cards to see what exercise they're doing, how many sets, reps, and then the weight they should be doing them for, like how much they should be benching, for
Yeah,
example.
yeah,
But then that week of Thanksgiving, we start our off-season lifting, and that's gonna go all the way until the end of July.
yeah. Because you
So
gotta you gotta keep
4:30 a.m.
practice. You
wake up
can't
call
idle.
for me.
Yeah.
What'd you say? Sorry, I cut you
You
off.
gotta you gotta keep practicing. You can't just idle for a sport.
Oh yeah, exactly. Because then you're gonna lose what you gained.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I mean, but because of that, it's back to 4:30 a.m. wake up calls for me.
Oh, that's
Because
disgusting.
6 a.m. lifting, baby. It's
Oh,
before
dude, I could
school.
not.
Well, I mean, that's not even the worst wake up call I've had. I mean, when I worked at the golf course, I worked grounds crew the summer of 21 before I went to no, summer of 22 when I found you. This was before I went back to university for my
Yeah, you told me
sophomore
about
year.
this.
Yeah, because that I was waking up at 3 a.m. for, or somewhere like
Fuck.
3:30, because I had to leave. Yeah, it was between 3 a.m. and 3:30 because I'd eat breakfast and then I would leave for the golf course at like 4:20 because it was 30, 40 minutes away for 5 a.m. Shift start.
Holy shit.
But it was fun. Like I liked it honestly because when it comes to like the jobs I like outside of coaching football obviously a lot of manual labor is kind of what I've come to appreciate. Like the golf course I really like doing. I did custodial work last winter and spring and I really like doing that. And then currently I've been working at a kennel and that involves a lot of moving parts, a lot of moving around
Oh, like
not
a
only just
like
with the
a like
dogs.
a dog kennel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it my custodial job didn't have morning hours during the season. I literally passed this certain kennel on my way up to Nina, and I saw that their sign in front said that they had AM hours. So I'm like, shoot, would prefer something just for extra income.
Yeah, gotcha.
But it's a lot of moving parts. The dogs are really well trained.
Good.
So yeah, so they're not usually an issue. They're
So
only
yeah,
like,
it's a chill job. That's good.
oh yeah. I mean, there was only like two, maybe three dogs
Well,
that
there's bad
will
apples and
come in
everything.
from the customers that I'm not a fan of to deal with, but the rest of them are completely fine.
There's bad
But
apples
like
and everything.
oh yeah, absolutely. But there's a lot of moving parts just with the dogs, and then when you have to move like dog food or like the boss has cats, so sometimes you're dealing with them and you're doing a lot of lifting and whatnot. And there's also a crematorium in the back, and I'll usually help with that, whether it's like uh lifting dead animals or taking stuff out of the crematorium because my boss is like in her upper 70s, so she cannot bend into the machine as well as I can.
Ah, okay.
That's where the yoga comes in.
Oh yeah, you do
Uh
yoga every day, which is like, damn, what the
yes.
hell?
Uh in 2 days it'll be 2 years.
Shit, man.
But that started from high school football. Because we had a sports yoga instructor that would regularly come in for us after practices, and then on the Saturday mornings after games, and she would do a yoga session with the whole team. and that's what actually like opened me up to it. My sister had tried, but we had never like set the time for it, for her to actually like properly introduce me to everything.
Yeah.
But this is where I like kind of had that eye-opening moment. And then after my freshman season at UWO in 21, I got back into it because I wasn't doing it during the season and I realized I needed it, mentally and physically. And I've been keeping at it for, yeah, almost 2 straight years now, like a practice every day.
That's good.
I literally did mine like 30 minutes or so before I got on the call with you.
Oh, okay. So like right around 7:10 or so for me.
Like 7 on the hour, but yeah.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
Uh, because it's not even a long thing. You don't have to like set too much time aside. Like my practices are usually between 10 and 30 minutes, typically.
All right.
Um, But yeah, so I was with the University of Wisconsin Oshkosh football team for the past 2 years in 2021 and 2022. The first year was honestly really fun. Had a couple of really good games and got to learn a lot of new experiences. Our head coach had been there since what 2006. Coach Cerrone had,
Wow.
and a lot of our staff had been there for a while, and so chemistry was really good. Like I said, I got to learn a lot. It was new experience and it was fun. Um, but then the following year in 2022 is kind of when crap hit the fan.
Yeah.
We had a new head coach come in because Cerrone retired, and that's where Coach Jennings got hired from UW Whitewater, who's a conference opponent of UWO. And he's a good guy. I hold nothing against him as a person. He's great. The problem just became when we got into the season, I became the head film guy. There were two people above me my freshman year, and so that took a lot off of my plate, allows me to kind of ease into it.
Yeah.
But then when we got into the season, um, I had to do a lot of film work because I was the head guy. I knew how the system ran last year. I had 5 years of experience on me. So I was kind of really manning that ship. But the problem with that was I didn't get a lot of exposure to the actual football side of things, which is what I was there to do.
Yeah, you wanted to actually get in the game, yeah.
Yeah, and I was because of the two people above me, and they didn't really have too much of an interest of the actual football side of things. They were more into the film side of it. It allowed me to actually be able to be a part of a lot of the football stuff. Like I was able to be on the field for a little bit in early practices before I needed to film. I was able to be in the meeting room watching film with the guys a lot of the time. Um, but in 2022, that wasn't the case. I was doing so much film work, I wasn't even able to do either of those things. I was also doing a lot of equipment work as well because I was always at the stadium early because it's just what I do when, I love the sport that much and I got
Yeah.
time to burn. Um, but it ended up just being a lot and just it was a lot on my plate. There wasn't really a lot of support in terms of technology and manpower, um, and so it wasn't enjoyable for me. And the sad part was like by October, like midway through the season, like I'm in my head saying, man, I hope we don't make the playoffs because I don't want to go an extra week. And when I realized that thought process, I'm like, I gotta get out of here. That like
Yeah.
I cannot be saying this about the sport I want to have a career in. Um, and there was some other toxic stuff going with the coaches that were brought in because our offense coordinator got hired by UW Stevens Point, which is another conference opponent of ours. And so a lot of offensive staff left with them, and so we hired a bunch of new guys, and it was it was a learning experience. I'll put it that way. But that was also not really that great to be around for me personally. So I went to look for a high school job, and in the area, um, literally 2 weeks before the end of our college season, Nina is playing Kimberly in the second round of the playoffs and they're hosting the game because the WIAA, which is the Wisconsin High School Athletics Association, their playoff pairings are super weird. So Kimberly beat Nina in the regular season. They finished with the same record. Nina got to host the game because Nina beat an opponent Kimberly lost to, which yeah, it makes no sense because it
But
should
they
always
lost
be
to them.
yeah, head to head is always the common tiebreaker.
Yeah.
I don't know why it was not that. Like it's super weird. And even this year, which I'll eventually get into, it's a mess. Like some coaches are actually gonna like collectively talk to the organization, be like, you gotta fix this.
Yeah.
Um, but so Nina ended up hosting the game. We had two different managers with the UWO team last year. One of them played offensive line at Nina, the other one played offensive line at Kimberly. And so they were going at it the whole week. Um, but I ended up going to that game just to get taste of, what it was. I hadn't been to a high school game in, 2 years to that point since I had left high school. Um, and Nina lost by a point. It was a very close game. They had a 14-point lead late in the third quarter, but ended up losing. Um, got they on Kimberly's touchdown to cut it to 7. Nina jumped off sides on the extra point, and so the ball got moved up to the 1. Kimberly went for 2 as a result and got it, and then that's how they ended up winning the game by a point after scoring a touchdown in the final minute.
Mm.
And that was the last high school football game at that stadium because they ended up building a new high school, which is, I think, a couple streets north of where the old one is, because that's now a middle school now.
Ah, okay.
Uh, but then 2 weeks after that game, I'm looking at the Coaches Association website because they have a tab for open coach positions for all the high schools in the state, and I was waiting for it to get refreshed for the new season because all of the listings were old from the
Yeah.
previous off season. I think 3 days before our final game of the season against Eau Claire, uh, I refreshed it and only job up there, Nina. And I'm like, okay, this has to be a sign. I know somebody who played there, who knows the coaches over there. I went to the playoff game, which was the last game at that stadium. Like, I got to give this one a shot. So I emailed the head coach, told him I knew one of his players because of the UWO team, and he emailed me back within 24 hours, something like that, the next day. And he said, "Can you do a phone interview on Friday or something like that?"
Damn.
We were actually leaving to go to Eau Claire, which is like 3 hours east.
I think you
Uh,
told me about this.
I did. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. Because I ended up taking that phone interview on the bus on the way to Eau Claire, and because football gets nice things, the bus has a bathroom in the back.
And you used and
So
you were in a phone interview in the bathroom. Yes, I remember this. Oh my
yeah,
god, dude, that was
yeah. I,
hilarious.
I asked the two players that were back there. I'm like, hey, can you give me like 30 minutes? I gotta take this phone call. Don't want to disturb anyone. Uh, Mainly because I didn't want anyone knowing that I was gonna leave like literally 24 hours before our final game of the season. Because that's just not right to do. So yeah, I took the phone interview in the bathroom of the bus, and then I got emailed. We originally planned to set up the in-person interview after Thanksgiving, but then I got emailed the morning of the Eau Claire game by the head coach, and he asked if that following Thursday afternoon if I would be available. That was the Thursday night that the Packers played the Titans
Oh my
in
god, I remember
Lambeau.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you saw my video.
I saw that video,
Uh,
yeah.
s- so what? I'm not sure if I did say this, but like 3 hours before that, I had my in-person interview at
Yeah, you
Nina for the
quickly
coach.
did that and then you booked it up there. I remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I realized like, wait a second, I literally passed Nina on the way to Green Bay. This is perfect. I'll do the in-person interview there, and then right to Green Bay I'll go easy. And so that's exactly what happened. And then I got a call back the following Monday that I got the coaching job, and
Nice.
uh, I started. actually like showing up to a lot of their stuff, like the off-season lifting. I think the week after New Year's is when I started, and then I've pretty much been there every day that I've been able to ever since.
Gotcha.
And it's been honestly a blast. Like the kids are great. I know you know about the situation where a couple of them came into my streams, but
Yeah, that was funny.
yeah, it was awkward because like it was literally a month in to doing the off-season lifting stuff. I barely knew these kids at this point. Like I wasn't talking a lot.
But
I didn't really
but
know
Peyton,
where.
Peyton, Peyton, I'm gonna stop you. They're high schoolers. They're
I
resourceful.
know. I
They like
figured
they like to dig at things. They like to dig at
I know.
things and intrude.
I know. I figured that out. Um Figured that the hard way.
Yeah.
Um but the weird thing was just that the fact that I barely knew these kids. Like I was barely talking in the lifting sessions because I was just trying to get to know the system and know everybody, like where my voice kind of fit in, like how to talk to these kids, how to learn about them. And so when that happened, I was just kind of like, whoa, 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 slow down. But uh the head coach sent out a message about it all. I don't have a problem with them following my social media. It's just the Twitch streams and the Discord are just flat out no's because that's just not the right time, place, or form to be, interacting
Yeah,
with those
no.
kids personally. And so I just want to avoid that.
Yeah, no, because that's
But
uncomfortable and the parents could be concerned, what have you.
yeah, so I just wanted to avoid that situation altogether, and I was worried about how that was going to be taken by the head coach, but he was very respectful, and understandable about it, and so it ended up being all right. But like by I want to say April, May, June, that kind of area is when like I really started to, I guess, find my place with a lot of those kids, and especially like during our summer lifting, like they really started to actually respect my authority as a coach. Which I'm not gonna lie, I was nervous about at first, just given my age, because the seniors that
You're
year, they're gonna
21,
end up.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm 21, and then like the seniors from this year that are now going to be graduating this upcoming spring, they were freshmen when I was in high school, and so we technically went to high school at the same time, which I always find a little trippy, because I keep up with my old high school football team, and their starting running back this year, who like did really well and was an all conference player. It was his senior year this year, and I still remember him as a freshman helping out our varsity team when I was there my senior year.
Yeah.
Uh, but the kids were really good with me. So like I hold nothing against them. They're
Yeah.
they're amazing kids, and they love the sport. They play their heart out. They're a lot of them are very coachable, and so I appreciate them for that. And when it came to our season, we went 7-2.
That's really good.
We Oh yeah, no, it's really good. I've been blessed in the fact that I haven't really been around a cruddy football team, because my high school football teams were really good. My freshman year, sophomore year, and junior year, all the teams I managed went 8-1. Uh, and then my senior year, which was the COVID year, we went undefeated in one conference.
Damn.
Uh, UWO had winning records when I was there for the 2 years, and then just now we went 7-2, and we got to the third round of the playoffs for the first time in Nina's school history since 2004. Uh, so that was a really awesome accomplishment to be a part of. We ended up losing to Kimberly again, um, but the kids fought hard. I mean, I'll give this them. It was a gift to watch them in that game, from the kids on the sideline to the kids on the field, because everyone was locked in and dedicated to winning that game. It was the
Yeah,
most
no,
fight
that's
I'd seen
good.
them
That's good. That shows
have.
that they care.
Oh yeah, and it was the most that I've seen out of them all year, and that was special to watch. We got down to the 9-yard line on our final drive, and on 4th and 4, we had a pass at the goal line fall incomplete, which sucks. Lost 14-7, but it was still a hell of a year. Like I made a lot of special bonds, and with the kids and the coaches, they were all fantastic. I even made like special handshakes with a couple of them. There's one, they're pretty simple. So one of them, who's now going to be a sophomore this next year, is literally just front back fist bump. uh he's a really good kid. And then another guy who is a senior this year, I had brought this handshake over from my days at UWO, because there was a player that I was the closest to, and we had a handshake. It was literally dap up and snap, because that's what he did with everybody, and like I kind of caught on to that, and so I instinctually brought that over to Nina just out of habit when
God,
players would do
monkey
that.
see, monkey do
And
kind of thing. Yeah.
yeah, but one of them just really liked it, and so that just became our thing. And eventually, and halfway through the season, I think like after he had like a good 7-on-7 period, like he did the archer pose, and like I kind of mimicked it back at him, just like to make fun. And he was like, "Oh, we should add that." And so and so it eventually became dap up snap, and that just became our thing. And like those kids are really good, and like I said, they're coachable with me, which I really appreciate. But also, when there's like downtime, I think what helps is that it gives them somebody they can more closely relate to.
Because they're
Because
closer to your age than, say, the 30, 40-year-old coaches and what have you. Yeah.
yeah, it's so much easier to make casual talk and make those genuine personal connections with a lot of those kids, which is just what I feel when I talk with them.
Well, it also
And
makes you relatable, and it makes you more likable. And
yeah, no,
that's just
and
with any human. If two humans have similar likes, like you and I with Mario Party or what have you, we're just gonna be like better together. Um,
yeah.
but like it's kind of like that. That's just with any human in a nutshell. So we do have some questions from the chat. DevGod asks, why the heck does GreenBayPayton look like Jason's nerdy son? Do you have any response for that?
Uh, no, I don't. White hair, uh, white boy, brown hair. That's all I gotta say about that.
It's a common stereotype. We all look the same,
Yeah.
except he has
See,
glasses.
no,
So all the white boy brown hair
all
glasses look the
white
same.
guys with brown hair and glasses look the same. That's
Yep.
just a
No,
fact.
that's just a fact.
It's
That is a fact.
just a fact. That's
Also
why I
another
get
thing.
called Scott the Waz so many
Oh
times.
yeah, you do look like that occasionally. White
Mhm.
Wii U minus one social credit.
Excuse you, the Wii U is great.
That's what Alex said.
That's
I'm only
that's
here for
somebody.
Scott the Waz. This Zelda dude sucks more than Scott the Waz. Okay, buddy. Okay. A lot of people joined in. Um, Students should not know teachers' social media unless it's something big like Mr. Beats. Mr. Beats? Mr.
Mr.
Beast.
Beat. I know who he is. I know who he
You
is.
know who Mr.
I've
Beast is.
seen.
Good, good, good.
No, Mr. Beat.
Who is that?
He does a lot of like social studies history content on YouTube, and
Oh,
he's also
okay.
like a real life, I think, social studies or history teacher. Like I've
Gotcha.
seen his channel, like he does like a lot of historical overviews on like certain events or court cases or stuff on like geography, like differences in
Gotcha.
areas. Like
Okay.
example, like Kansas City, Missouri versus Kansas City, Kansas, for example. But no, I've seen his content on YouTube. I know what he's talking about.
Okay. I was very confused initially, but thank you for explaining because I thought that was just Alex typoing again and going like, oh, Mr.
No,
Beast, and I'm
Mr.
like,
Mr.
no.
B. Yeah, no, Mr. B is an actual channel. Yeah,
Okay. And definitely no private thing like Discord. Well, definitely, but yeah, no, I agree with that. I like Discord's more personal, I'd argue. Obviously, it's not like
yeah,
my name is, first last name. But it's definitely like it feels wrong having kids there that you take care of. And
yeah,
that just sounds like pedo shit, and that would creep the fuck out of me, so I completely
yeah.
understand.
No, that's why I made my content like 18 plus from that point. It's just
Yeah,
to
because you don't want to deal with that crap.
arbitrarily, yeah, just to arbitrarily get rid of that. Like I don't consider my content like mature by
You just don't
most
want the
stretches,
children.
but
You don't want to deal with the children. I get it.
yeah, yeah, I just
I
want to.
would, I would, I would be the same. I just have the issue of like a couple of people in the community are like 15 or 16, but they don't act like it. They act like they're 20 or so. So I'm just like, yeah, you're fine.
Looking at
Just
you for it.
yeah. Well, Ferret's an example of one of them. Corbin's another. But
Yeah,
that I have dealt with teenagers that are immature little bastards, and I've dealt with
same.
Corbin and Ferret. And
Yeah,
trust me, there's a big difference between Corbin and Ferret and said
the
toxic
others.
13-year-olds.
Yeah,
So
no,
I'm
and
genuinely like,
I,
basically, the writing on the wall is don't be an immature child. And I literally have that like writing on the wall in the chat rules and shit like that. But like, the writing on the wall is don't be a little kid and don't fucking stalk me.
yeah. What's it, and yeah, even before this, like I had already dealt with, a couple of specific scenarios of just kids acting really immature and showing in. Like I had to ban people as a result because I'm like, I'm not gonna put up with this. You got your own problems to figure out.
Yeah. Like even in college, we had a Discord where we had a Discord server to do virtual COVID class. The instructors politely informed us that we could not DM them. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
that makes sense.
That makes perfect.
Like if you're gonna
I
contact
would have definitely used something more like more appropriate than Discord for
email,
that. Yeah, or
yeah.
yeah, not I wouldn't say email, but like did anybody have like Google Classroom as a kid? Am I the only one? Okay. Well, we had that as a kid.
Mm,
I had that as a kid in middle and high school, and that was useful.
yeah,
The teacher was very lenient on what the kids posted. Obviously, you couldn't post anything inappropriate because there are so many whitelists and
shocker.
blacklists and shit. But like I remember one time, the English teacher, allowed me to just post like a more or less a weather blog, for the blizzard that was going on at the time because I was basically like, don't expect school tomorrow. Don't expect school tomorrow. And the teacher was completely on board with this too. So I'm like, okay, cool.
But yeah, like if I had experienced a similar thing where like we use Discord for those purposes, like
I would have
my
cringed.
teachers would for sure say, if you need to contact me by email, because
Yeah.
that's what all my that's how I've been told to
And
talk with my
email's a lot more
teachers anyway.
traceable. Email's a lot more traceable. Typically, it's
Yeah,
organized by the employer or the company or in this case the government. So they
yeah,
can see the emails, and therefore, if the kid's sending something fucked up, the teacher isn't liable. It's the kid's fault essentially. So
yeah.
so it's stuff like that. Uses Blackboard. I used Blackboard at my community college, but it's more or less the same thing to a degree, except more archaic. And I hate Blackboard. Fuck Blackboard. Fuck Blackboard. It's so archaic. I hate it. It's shit. It is absolute shit. Payton, do you have to deal with Blackboard?
No,
Oh
I've
God, you are
never heard of
lucky.
what even is Blackboard. I've never heard of that.
It's uh it's a website that some colleges use for submitting work and stuff. It's archaic, very draconic. It sucks. It's
Yeah,
got
I
no. It's horribly organized, Meg. You gotta admit to this. It's horribly organized. Absolutely god awful organization. Canvas is what
yeah
we used
my
for a lot of assignments. Is it Canvas or Canva? Because they're
I use Canvas. Canvas, yeah. My UWO uses Canvas.
okay. Is Canvas good?
Yeah, it's simple. Uh, I don't know what I I don't know what your definition of good is, but for me, like
Fair.
it's neatly organized. Like everything, at least for me, is simple to find, and it's simple to submit assignments and everything. So I've really never had an issue with it.
Oh, that's
Uh,
good. That's good.
I do know of some. There is one teacher that I had last semester where he used Google Drive for uh submissions because it was easier for him to categorize it versus Canvas. But he's been the only teacher I've seen do that.
There are some teachers that will do the exceptions to the rule, and frankly, like some kids will hate that. Some kids will be like, "Oh, that's even better," and
I
so
didn't mind it
yeah,
either way.
exactly. In my opinion, it's even better because it's through Google, and every fucking person uses Google for something.
Yeah,
People like me try to avoid it, but I still use YouTube. I
at this
can't
point,
really
it's
avoid it.
unavoidable, man.
Yeah, it's kind of unavoidable to use YouTube, but I use DuckDuckGo and all that,
Oh, same.
so I'm gonna pray. Hold on. Easy to submit
Yes.
work, find stuff. Teachers love using the online discussion feature for assignments. Okay, we had the online
Yep.
discussion
Good
feature on
discussion.
Blackboard, but it
Yeah.
was clunky. It was not well organized. Blackboard is just not organized. Well, even one of my old
Mm.
professors complained about Blackboard constantly and would have us email her Google Drive links. I would argue that's partially because of old people inept, like tech inept biased, but there's also probably a little bit of the fact that like with anyone using a new software, if the software isn't intuitive, it will suck ass. And that's what happened with me with Blackboard. It's not intuitive, therefore it is bad. And
Gotcha.
that's what, and it doesn't matter if you're tech inept or tech adept. If it's
Hmm.
unintuitive, it's bad. You need to treat everyone like a 6-year-old using it so that you can learn how to do it yourself. So that it can
Yeah.
hold your hand, but also doesn't make it a shitty thing doing it. My first programming class online discussions were literally like, I like this algorithm. This algorithm is great. And this is one really good algorithm. Expanded to be paragraphs long. That's kind of dumb. That's my problem with like those kinds of prompts, discussions and stuff. They were just like, oh yeah,
It,
good, this good, me like, very good, it is good, me
me
like
like,
good. It is good because it has this sentence in it, and therefore it is good. That's what I hate about those discussions. It's just like, it's unnecessary. No one's actually going to take it seriously.
yeah. That's something I will say about like the PE department at UWO is like a lot of this stuff like actually has legitimate meaning to it and it is taken pretty seriously. Like they don't really give you a lot of stupid assignments. There was one class last year that I hated, not because it gave unnecessary assignments, but the work it gave was just too much.
Yeah,
It like we could have learned the same content from these assignments with like half the work. That was the problem, and like that took like 2 months of free time that I wanted to use for streaming just out the window, and
yeah.
video editing too for that fact, which really sucked.
Blackboard logs me out of my
uh
phone all the time. I had that issue too while I was still in community college. It would log you out after like 30 minutes of inactivity, and when I had the page open on my computer ready to like looking at a resource for an assignment, it would log me in. I'm like, bitch, I was using that.
oh
It,
yeah,
it's
see,
too
Canvas
it
doesn't do that
it's
unless
too secure, and I know that's really a really dumb saying because there's no such thing as too secure, but I would say the security measure they used was
is a stupid one.
redundant and unnecessary. And there's a lot of
Yeah,
unnecessary bullshit like that.
yeah.
And there's better
Canvas
way to
does.
keep a thing secure than it's not a fucking bank account. You don't need to have it sign out after 10 minutes of inactivity like Chase and BB&T do for me.
Yeah, no, like Canvas doesn't automatically log you out until like hours down the road,
Well, yeah,
uh
no. Obviously,
typically
the
overnight.
session token, which is basically what keeps you logged in, is going to go bad or expire. But it shouldn't
Yeah.
expire 30 minutes after you log in. It should expire maybe a
No.
day after you log in.
Yeah, for a site like that, yeah, absolutely. Because the only thing that I can think of using that had like a similar thing is McGraw Connect, which is what some classes use for like online assignments or quizzes. That will typically log you out after like 10-15 minutes of inactivity.
Mm.
But like it's because you should be doing the assignment in one sitting and when it comes to quizzes obviously, but like there are other assignments where like you can save and exit, and I think it does that just so it can automatically save it
Yeah.
before it logs you out. So like So if something happens with your computer where it like stuff shuts down, like your quiz progress still saves. I
Well,
think. I don't.
your quiz progress will be saved regardless because it's just a cookie, and it'll
Yeah.
probably be saved on the server
Oh,
as well. So
I
it'll be
see.
saved in two locations, and even if your computer shut off, you could still log back on, and it'd still set you right back to where you were. Obviously, if it was a timed assignment, you'd be SOL, but
Yeah.
it would at least track it. And trust me,
Yeah.
websites can track a lot more than you think they can. It's scary, and that's why there are people that use browsers that remove all that garbage because it feels
Yeah.
nice to not be tracked by literally fucking everything. So,
Everything.
but that's what those what I talk about like cookies and saving it server side. It like typically it'll ping the server every time you submit a question because that'll
Yeah.
make sure it saves every time. At least every good education site does that. Not all of them do. Most should.
Mm. Also, Kira, I want to say thank you for complimenting my hair. It means a lot.
Yeah. So, uBlock Origin can help. VPN doesn't really do much except uh, scramble the domain names that you're looking at. So if you're looking at
Yeah.
prawnhub.com, it'll just not show that you're looking at prawnhub.com. But that VPN doesn't really do much. I'm like not even joking. It really doesn't do much.
Hmm.
Like a lot of people go like, "Oh, it makes you browse on the internet privately." No, not really.
Mm,
It hides it from
yeah,
your
because
ISP, but that's it.
yeah, I was gonna
That's
say the
it.
only way I see it marketed typically is to access like Canadian Netflix or something. I don't know. Like
That's what that geofencing is a great use of VPN, but that's
VPN.
basically its only practical use is geofencing.
Yeah.
For those that don't know what geofencing is, basically it's literally what it says in the name: geofencing, geography fencing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you don't live in Japan? No anime for you. You get to watch the American version. You don't want to hear the Japanese dubs? Oh, cope. Get a VPN. And Netflix is very anal about geofencing, and they will
Oh,
literally
you think?
like they will probably find you and send the FBI to your house if you try to watch Japanese Netflix in America or British Netflix in America. It's hilarious. So there are a couple things that we wanted to talk about. Oh,
Yes.
so we talked about the spiel on coaching and all that and that.
Yes.
Shall we go into what got you into gaming? Since I usually ask that with everyone that joins into the SavageCast. What got you into gaming, Payton?
New Super Mario Brothers DS. Uh, so, how do I put it? So, like the first, it wasn't the first one my family technically owned while I was alive, but it's the first one that I used was a DS Lite, and I played the ever loving crud out of New Super Mario Brothers and Mario Kart DS. That single-handedly took me down the Nintendo road I've been down the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Uh, I have I've 100%ed, I think, New Super Mario Brothers 6 or 7 different
What the
times.
fuck? Oh my god.
Yeah. I think I've done it like twice or something like twice or 3 times on both my DS Lite and my 3DS, and then once on my Wii U, which I streamed back in the day. I remember that was a question one of the kids asked me was like, "What's your longest stream?" And like I had to think about it for a second. I'm like, wait, it was when I played when I 100% of New Super Mario Brothers because that was an 8 hour run.
I gotta
Um,
ask you a question. Did they
yes,
make fun of you for playing those games or no?
no, not really.
Good.
They were. I mean, like when it
No,
came
you should
to,
play Fortnite. Did they do that? Did they
yeah,
do that?
yeah, no, no, they did a lot of squad up with us in Fortnite. Which is another thing I gotta get in. Well, I'll talk about Mario Kart DS and then I'll sidetrack into that. But yeah, like New Super Mario Bros. DS, I 100% 6 or so times. Mario Kart DS, I know for a fact I've 100%ed, I think 4 times. So my DS Lite, my 3DS, my Wii. Oh yeah, so That was it. I had a cartridge for it. I 100%ed it on my DS Lite and my 3DS. I then lost that cartridge somehow. Don't know
Hmm.
where it went. Uh, so then I had to get it. I asked for another one and got it. And this was, I think, when I was in middle school, or yeah, this would have been middle school. So when I got another cartridge, I 100%ed it again on that 3DS, and then I 100%ed it on my Wii U Virtual Console.
Nice.
So yeah, 4 times.
God damn.
So 10 100% runs with those two games combined. So those games mean a lot. But yeah, so that's easily what got me into gaming in general, because then after that I got a Wii. After that I got a 3DS. After that I got a Wii U. After that I got a Switch. And that's why we have Sexwall over here. Um, which, by the way, these two up here, the red bordered one is my senior football photo, and then this one is it's hard to see, but this one's the team photo from this past year at Nina.
Uh,
Um,
for those that don't
because
understand what the sex wall means, it's a Scott DeWaz reference.
yeah,
It's
game
making fun
collection,
of
physical.
how much virginity he has on his wall.
Physical media is the way to go.
Oh, I respect it. I
Um,
respect it.
Thank you. Um, but yeah, speaking of that, so at the end of the season, I didn't talk about this yet. So we had our football banquet the Thursday before Thanksgiving, which ironically, same that was when I had my in-person interview the year prior, was the Thursday before Thanksgiving. So it was funny how that came full circle. But we all got so it was good. We had a good time there. They played like a full season highlight, which was pretty cool. They even got like all the radio broadcasts and whatnot. I wish the audio was mixed a little bit better, because they had like background music for photos, but then like it very sharply cut out when it went to the radio announcement. When I think they could have just like toned it down
Yeah,
a
they
little
could
bit,
have just
but
done
still had
that.
it. But still had it.
Like
It felt a
Peyton,
little
you've
unnatural.
edited, you video edited for what,
This
five,
is
6 years?
8 years.
It fucking hell. Yeah.
2015, 2015 was when
God
I started
damn,
YouTube.
bro. Holy shit. But yeah, but
Uh,
my point is
but
is that you should know in video editing that you just tone down the music when something's happening, and then you can tone it back up when the video's gone.
yeah, yeah,
You
exactly.
just
Like it
dip
should.
you dip the audio. That's literally what's called. That you dip it.
Yeah, they didn't have to. They didn't have to like flatline it. It could have still been audio, but that's neither here nor there. But like, Big was good. A lot of food, which was nice. What was neat was we actually went to a place, to like a banquet hall, to have it,
Nice.
I where I was used to in my high school. My high school just had it in the cafeteria, and that's even what the eighth graders did. I saw after their season, they had theirs in the cafeteria. So when I got notified that it was actually going to be somewhere, kind of surprised by that. It was fun. The place was really nice. But at the end of it all, the players gave out coaches gifts. I actually got some gifts, which I didn't expect, but it once again showed just the impact I had. And
Yeah.
like that was very special to me, because and I wanted to get in this a little bit earlier, but like Nina just gave me a place where I felt like I belonged, which is what I really needed. Because there were some Thursdays where I wouldn't be at practice because I had a night class at 5 p.m. and
Yeah.
practice would end after that. Um, and I also had some homework to be on top of. But the kids would actually notice when I was gone. They'd be like, "Yo, where were you yesterday?" Or they'd be like, I've felt like I haven't seen you all week." And I'm like, "I've been here." Like a couple, because there were early in the college school year, I had 2 weeks where Tuesday and Thursday were night classes, but then after the first 2 weeks it was just Thursday. But the Tuesday Thursday weeks, there'd be some kids that said, I felt like I haven't seen you all week. I'm like, I've been here on Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday. What are you talking about? uh but like I seriously admired that, because like it's the
It
first time
shows they
that
give a
like
fuck.
Yeah, exactly. And like it showed that like I was actually like cared about and thought of even when I wasn't there, which a lot of times like I don't feel, and like that's my own problem mentally, is there
Well,
are
that's
just
probably
times
why you
where
left the previous place, and you just need to
yeah,
find a home away from home.
yeah, I mean, a little bit to that extent, because like there were times where like even over there I'd get memed on or not be taken seriously when I was like trying to help, and then also with not being around the team a lot my second year, that didn't really help things. But like I mean, those guys are still good guys. I have nothing against them, but like they really embraced me, and like that just meant the world to me. And yeah, like I said, I finally felt like I had a place where I belonged, and it was very special. But they got all the coaches, they got most of the coaches gifts. I think like I think 12 of the coaches got gifts. I think there were only like a couple they didn't get gifts for, because you know if they'd be there or whatever else. uh but so some of them were practical, some of them were gags. Like they got the defensive coordinator like a golf bag that had his favorite D1 college team on it, Ohio State.
Ah,
There
nice,
was
nice.
another coach that got like some, our offensive coordinator got some fishing gear. But then some of the other position ones would go for the joke or the gag route, where so our head coach is a little bit of a conspiracy theorist. Uh, yeah, it
Oh
makes for some
joy.
interesting conversations, but found out at the banquet that his newest one is, if you remember Damar Hamlin, the player on the Bills who had the heart attack against the Bengals
That it was
last year.
COVID.
Huh? No,
Oh,
the one who collapsed like on the field. If
yeah.
you remember that, like
Yeah,
back
I
in
remember that. I
December.
remember that.
Yeah, he had a heart attack on the field. Um, and what's it, the conspiracy theory that the head coach has is that that player died and they cloned him, and that's why he's still around today.
I thought it was gonna be a tame conspiracy theory like, oh yeah, it's the COVID shots which have been scientifically proven to cause heart attacks. But
Yeah, no, like
but
some
no, no,
coaches
it, like cloning him. Now that's fucking funny. That's
no, like
hilarious.
so, well, some coaches, including myself, like actually believe that to an extent, because like it's happened with athletes, like even before Damar Hamlin. Um, but no, but he actually goes into like historical conspiracy theories and something like that, or like he talks about the Zapruder film and the JFK assassination, or like
Oh my
how the
god.
Earth is flat. And it's not like political conspiracy theories more
Yeah,
so than it is like historical conspiracy theories, because like
gotcha.
I had to explain that to my family, because when I said that they thought like, oh, he's like QAnon right when I'm like, no, no, he's not that far, he's not
No,
that far.
he's not that far off the iceberg.
No, but so they so the players got I'm gonna see if like this can, oh damn, I want to try and like pull this up on my phone because it's really funny. But they got him a t-shirt that where is it? It said Damar's not real.
That's funny.
I had a real kick out of that one. But what was I gonna say? But yeah, so they got him that as a joke gift. They got another coach, our offensive line coach. They got him like a frozen fishing gear, like something meant for kids because he likes fishing. Uh, and then
That's funny. It's funny.
yeah, and then when they got to me and the other outside linebackers coach, they gave so the other outside linebackers coach that I work with, that I've also become really close to. He's a really good guy. Um, he makes his own sunscreen because he doesn't like, well, because he doesn't like what they put into the
Oh yeah, they put
commercial.
a lot of really bad shit in the sunscreen. Yeah.
Yeah, and he doesn't want that on his skin or whatsoever. So like he actually makes his own sunscreen. Like he
No,
gets
good
like
for
shea
him.
butter and coconut oil and I think like beeswax and stuff like that. And actually
Good.
makes his own sunscreen.
Good.
And he would always use that during like August and September. And I think it was the beeswax or something like that, but like it would glisten.
Yeah,
Alana's
Payton,
body.
Payton,
But
I'm gonna
like,
detonate if I don't get to the punchline. Let me get State Bottom sunscreen.
no, I got this. So like, so as a gag gift, they got him like a commercialized ball of sunscreen.
I called it.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
it's
they
funny.
got him a ball, and he was like, "Why did you guys do? I'm not going to use this." And I'm like,
That's
"Dude,
the
they got it
point.
as a joke. It's the thought that it's because you wear your own sunscreen. Like it's something that stuck with them. Like
Yeah,
let them spend their money on that. Like, and I
dude,
think like a joke he made is
they're
like, I
aware that
should
you hate it, therefore they're gonna buy you it. It's kind of like when I tell you guys like don't buy me more cosplays, and then Joe buys me 2 more Astolfo cosplays. And it's like, God damn you, you fucker!
damn
It's the
it,
same
Joe.
thing. By the way, what did you get? What did you get?
So the first one, this one has a little bit of a backstory to it. So as you can see, I keep
Bro
my
has
nails.
lady hands. On God, bro has
I
lady
keep them
hands.
nice.
Those are
I
the
keep them nice.
gayest fucking hands I have seen on a
Shut
man that aren't
I
nail
don't want to
polished.
hear it from you. I don't want to hear it.
Bro, show your
Uh,
hands again to the camera. Chat. On a scale of 1 to 10, how gay are those hands? How gay are those hands? Scale 1 to 10. Just type in chat. How gay are those hands? One
hey,
to
if I
ten.
get paid to be a hand model, I'll take it.
Rainbow out of 10. 10 out of 10. Yeah, exactly. These motherfuckers know. Those are the gayest fucking hands I've seen on a guy. That is
I
not
don't
like super flamboyant gay voice. No, I have a gay friend who is that. And he nail polishes and
really.
everything. Those are like the gayest fucking hands that are not nail polished, bro. On God.
Really? Oh, okay. So it's actually more. I actually didn't know that. But yeah, like, well, speaking of nail polish, like my sister, she's actually done my nails in the past and like done my cuticles and like gave me clear polish. It looks like she's really good. I'm not like
Oh, I
she's
believe
really
you. I
good. Like
believe you. I believe you.
if she didn't want to go into law, like I believe like if she worked for like a nail salon or opened her own, like she could make it work.
Oh, yeah. No,
Um,
I believe you.
but like she does as a hobby, she does her friend's nails, and like I've had her done mine. I think I actually not from her, but I went to get them done like back in May because they needed to be done. Like they hadn't been done in a while. And so and like I got clear polish on them and the works. And this was before we started our summer lifting. Like I think a couple weeks before. And we were still doing our off-season lifting anyway, so I don't know why I said that. But I came to the lifting with that. No one said a word. So I'm surprised they didn't know then. But I was at the bar with some of the coaches after a win of ours. I think this was after the Appleton. Yeah, this was after Appleton East. So last week of August. And one of the coaches asked like where Bill Belichick went to high school or college or something like that. And I looked it up on the fly because I had my phone on me and I showed it
Yeah.
coach, to the coach who asked, and like I had my thumb out, like, "Hey, this is who it is. Hope you like stream chat. I'm keeping up with y'all." Um, but he noticed my thumbnail. He's like, "What the hell is that?" And I'm like, "What? What about?" Because I'm not gonna lie, like I've had my nails like around this kind, like where the whites are visible, like basically all my life as far as I can remember. Like, I they've
I
never
could
gotten
never.
too they've never gotten too long, but like they can be helpful in some like easily like flipping a page is so easy when you got nails like
Oh no,
these.
I believe you. It's just that like,
Like it has
God damn, bro, you
yeah,
got lady hands, man. You got lady
yeah.
hands.
But it has its practical uses, so like I just always kept it that
Yeah,
way
cat
and never
scratching.
thought anything of oh yeah, that especially. But I never thought anything of it. But yeah, then he pointed out the other coaches saw it, they're like, you cannot coach with nails like that. Oh my God. I had to put up with that the rest of the season. But what happened was like during the playoffs, like some players were making jokes like that I'd shave my head if we beat Kimberly. And I'm like,
Oh no.
first of all, if you're gonna say I'm shaving my head, say it after we win state, at least make the lie believable for one. But for two, we were around our other outside linebackers coach who obviously, saw them. And I said, see, Coach Rob would like if y'all dared me to cut my nails, and he's like, those things are disgusting. I can't believe, even though like they're clean. Like, oh my god, that was the other thing. While we were there, there was another coach that commented on them, and I'm like, and I looked at his. His are stubs like yours, and he had like dirt and grime under those. I'm like, how do I have longer nails than you, but mine's are cleaner? That's a problem. But he said that, and the players were like, "Wait, what is he talking about?" And like, I showed them, and they're like, "Oh shoot, Coach Blake has a feminine side." I'm like, "Yeah, nothing wrong with that." But they noticed that, and so for the coaches' gifts, they got the outside linebackers, the same guys that got the other outside linebackers coach the sunscreen. They went for the gag gift approach on me as well. They got me nail polish. They got me white nail polish as the first gift.
Oh my
Uh, be-
god.
because like I never cut my nails, which is false. I cut them because a different player asked me afterwards, like we were taking photos, and he said, "Do you actually like not cut your nails?" I'm like, "No, I cut them. It's just I keep them long because I like them that way." Um, but so that was one gift. I gave that to my sister because she
Yeah.
needed white nail polish, or at least some more of it. And like, yeah, you can have it. That's fine. But then the other gift, because I'm a gamer, where is it? There it is.
Uh-oh. Oh no.
This is the other gift they got me because I'm such a gamer and I'm gonna squat up with them.
Oh, Fortnite figurines, bro. Holy shit.
That's what they literally said that. They literally said because Coach Blake is a gamer and he's gonna squat up with us in Fortnite after this.
Oh my god.
I'm like, dude, I don't even play the game. And I've said this on multiple occasions.
Oh my god, dude.
Um,
That's hilarious.
but then the JV guys, they actually got like practical gifts for all those coaches. They got the other outside linebackers coach a t-shirt of his catchphrase, "It's not happy hour." Uh he says that whenever the players are like goofing around like during practice and whatnot, and he's
It's
like,
not
"Hey
happy
guys,
hour.
yeah, it's not happy hour. Like, focus up." And so they got him a shirt that says
Oh
that.
my god,
Uh,
yes.
I
Dude,
I was through
it
the
has he
roof
worn
there.
it?
I'm like,
Has he
dude,
worn it to the sessions?
not yet. And I
Oh
think
my
that's just
god.
because like the cold. But I'm going to beg him when like summer practices roll around. Like, you better
He
wear that at
better. He
practice.
has
I
to. That's a
swear.
perfect shirt.
He has to. And I told him, like, dude, you better wear that at
And
practices
the kids
next
will
year.
get it too. The kids will laugh their asses off because
Oh
they'll
yeah.
know.
Oh yeah. No, they know. They love it. But they got me a Packers hooded sweatshirt because
Yeah.
they know I like the Packers and they know my socials username, so
Yeah.
kind of fit hand in hand with that one. But then the other one was the framed team picture from
Aw.
back earlier in the season, and yeah, that one meant a lot. I saw the photo, I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna cry.
Aw.
Um, but yes, I forgot where. So was I talking about the gamer stuff before
You're talking
then?
about gifts that all the coaches got you included.
Yeah, like that was that. I mean, that was it. But like before I got into the whole gift spiel, I forgot what I was saying.
Fuck, I
I
forget.
think it was. I think it had to have been about the gaming. Because yeah,
Yeah.
like I've pretty much been a Nintendo gamer for, as long as I can remember. The only non-Nintendo console I have, which is over there, that one, the original Xbox, because my dad, I've told you
Well, the
this. My
OG
dad
Xbox is a
went,
great little console.
oh yeah, like I mean, its specs for the time are great.
It was
Um,
literally a PC in a console form factor at the time. So oh my god, not to sound weird, but I
Alex,
love those hands. Um,
who said
make
that?
your sister your nail tech, says Meg. Alex
Fair.
also asked, how much do I have to pay for one Payton fingernail?
Shut up.
And Ryan, aka Psycho Bunny, any tips for getting back into streaming? Um, if you don't have OBS, use OBS. Get a decent mic that has like either noise cancellation or has like a foam cover or windsock on it. And You don't need a webcam, although it's recommended. Um, just stream what you like. Find your niche. Finding your niche is quite hard, but if you find your group, you can have a lot of fun. And just be
Oh yeah.
engaging. You can't just sit there and play the game and expect to get views. That's not how it works unless you're already up at the top. But you just got to be
Yeah.
engaging.
Yeah, I got nothing to add. He pretty much said it all. And you just have to visit like show off that like you're enjoying it and
Yeah,
that you're welcoming. I think just having that kind of inviting attitude when it comes to streaming can
that and
help
a
a lot.
dedication, because
Yeah.
for me at least, and this may differ to other people, but for me, um, when I used to stream daily, like almost for like 2019, 2020, 2021, I used to stream daily, and that's what got people enthused. But now it's less of the daily and more the fact that I play different games. In fact, if you literally look at my Twitch channel and you click home, you can see that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different games or events or what have you in the recently streamed categories. That's a
Yeah. So that's like
lot. That's a
past two
lot.
weeks.
Yeah, past 2 weeks, 9 different games. That's a lot, and that's not even counting the podcast that I'm doing right now. That would be 10. You gotta diversify your stuff. Now, obviously, unfortunately for me, I am a Jackbox streamer. That's where I get my most views. But there are a lot of other things that I do occasionally that do get in a lot of views as well, like the SavageCast. Mario Party does relatively well, a couple other games, but for the most part, if you keep your shit diverse, everyone's gonna have a reason to enjoy your stuff, even though they may not watch, one game. They may lurk in it. They may not watch it actively because they don't give a shit about it, but they'll lurk in it to just, have it on as background noise. And with podcasts, it's especially easy as long as you keep it engaging or fun or what have you. And it's with a lot of that. You just got to be engaging. You can't just sit there and play. You got to be engaging and give a shit. And sometimes it's hard when there's nobody watching, which I did have to deal with that for a little while. And it's why I have unlisted quite a few of my Zelda playthroughs on the YouTube days of me streaming. But but you just gotta be engaging, and unfortunately you gotta get that first viewer or so in order to get there. But once you get there, it is very relieving. Anything you
Hmm.
want to add, Peyton?
No, I mean, I agree with the fact that yeah, when there's zero viewers, it's really tough. But then, even if you get like a couple people,
Yeah,
it
even
can
if you
be
get one or
enjoyable.
two
Just
to watch, that's amazing. Once you get one or two
oh
to
yeah,
play games with, that's even better. And once you like for Jackbox for example, for me, once you get like a decent squad of
oh,
people to play, like, Lethal Company, which I'm desperately wanting to play more with more people because that game is too fucking fun to miss out on. But like stuff like that, just like natural orange juice, um, rounds like those, like the more you have the merrier it is, and typically the more content you get from it because of the random bullshittery with more people. Like you're just leaving it up to chance with, oh yeah, more people equals more chaos, and more chaos brings more people, and it's just a snowball effect, if you will. And that's what happens with any streamer. Typically you start at zero, and once you get that one person that watches you, typically more follow. It's not a tidal wave that comes in, but it's like a small snowball effect. It's not a meta or anything. It's just that's just how people work. People work like that. One person sees something they like, they tell their friends, they tell their family, they tell other people like, "Ooh, this guy's really fun to watch. Let's watch him." And then if you're really creative with your video edits, like with Payton, for example, I thought Payton was just like yet another guy I was gonna just play games with. But then I saw some of his videos, and they're like articulately well edited, and I'm like, shit, man, what the fuck? Your shit's hilarious. So ever since then, I'm like, damn, that's an inside joke we're gonna have now. Like the fuck and the poggers. Like again,
yeah,
when you have like inside jokes and stuff, that helps build your community a bit because like only people in the community will get it. It's the same thing with like for Vinesauce Joel's Flintstones. Like no one's gonna understand Flintstones unless you watch Joel or Tweetster Zone. You look like you're gonna add on to it.
Yeah, I like you said with the inside jokes, like I recently found a new streamer that I enjoy watching. Um and she's only got like 50 some odd followers, like just hit affiliate. But she already has an inside joke that I love. She played Big Brain uh Academy on the DS, and she thought she was gonna like get the, she's bragging saying like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do great on this. This isn't that hard. I think her brain weight in the, like, they were saying benchmark 750 for her brain weight. Hers was 713, and she graded out as a C minus. And her Twitch username is Sunly Live, Sunly. And so the inside joke with the community is C minus Sun Lee. So you replace the S with a C minus. I love that joke. I love it to death.
That's
I
funny.
absolutely love it. She of course hates it, but the rest of us love it. She's like, "You guys only have that one joke," and we're like, "Yeah, but it's a good one."
Yeah, and meanwhile, Peyton here, whenever I piss him off, he's like, "Insert Mr. Krabs."
See, no, that's not even my own joke.
I
I
know that's
stole
not
that
your own
joke.
joke. That's not Runaway Guys.
Party
What
Party Crashers.
Party
It's Party
Crashers?
Crashers. That's the king of skill right there. The kingdom of skill. Because like I followed him originally for like his Smash Brothers edits, because that's what he did beforehand. And then like I think a year or two ago, like he started doing a lot of like Mario Party content between him, TC Nick 3, Sophisticated Eevee, and Vernius, the Vern Nation. um and I really started loving that, and then like the four of them created their own channel together called the Party Crashers, and like they have a lot of jokes that I love. Like
Oh
I even
yeah,
have a video that like
the
I want to show
virus,
you of like,
the virus where he
because
always
they,
rolls one. The Vernius
oh
virus.
yeah. But what was I gonna say? Because they actually made a video where they like tier list all their jokes. And like I want to show that to you because I want to do that like with you someday. Because that video was hilarious to watch.
I believe it.
Um, but yeah, like so even if you have like, a smaller community, like, oh my God, inside jokes can make things so much more
Inside
enjoyable
jokes
if you
help
can
unite the group.
get them.
Inside jokes help unite the group. Um, exactly. Wheel of Fortune on its own isn't fun, but watching Peyton and Braxton be crazy makes it so incredible. Well, you have me, the dumbass sweat. You have Braxton, the chaotic neutral, and you have Peyton, the laggy fuck man.
Hey,
And us three were all just like completely just stupid. It was like we were all drunk
clueless
or
on
something playing
adulthood.
that. It was hilarious.
Clueless on adulthood.
Yeah, no, clueless. Yeah, literally clueless on adulthood.
That one, I still have to like make some kind of highlight for that because oh my God,
Dude,
that
if you
was
make a
so
highlight for
funny.
the whole fucking Wheel of Fortune stream, that'd be hilarious.
Well, see, I might if it wasn't so laggy, but like that ending,
All right, good
with
night, Ian.
what, oh my God, what did Braxton put as the ending? I'm forgetting the quote.
It's quote like 10:30.
Put it in. I need to see it.
No, that's not
No,
it.
that's after. No, that was loyalty for adulthood.
Trigon Sail Swan
Trigon Sail
ooh.
Swan. Ooh,
Trigon
right.
Sail
That
Swan ooh.
I'm gonna have it like if I were to make it for full, I'd have to be creative with that one, admittedly. But I still have to make the Pico Park video for one,
Oh my god, dude.
because that was at like the end of the summer for me, so I haven't been able to work on
Hey
that.
guys, we're gonna. Meg doesn't get angry until I really push her buttons.
That joke was so
Dude,
bad,
that was such a dad joke that I think I
such a
made
dad
every
joke.
single one of you want to kill me after doing that because that was so fucking funny.
What was I gonna, but yeah, and like so I know that was another point we are gonna talk about was the content creation and the YouTube. So I started that in 2015 when I was in seventh grade. admittedly a little early. Um,
Yeah.
because like I look back at a lot of the other stuff, my voice was a lot higher.
Your voice sound like
I
this,
didn't.
and you're very cringe.
Yes. Uh, there were some fun moments. I remember playing. I want to introduce you to this game too, Raving Rabbit's TV Party. I made so I had some friends over for my birthday party, and I made a video out of us playing that. We got some good moments in there, which one of them there's this wrestling game in it, and it's basically the one wrestler is like corner rope and he jumps off and like he hovers and then he slams down and squishes the players in the middle and you have to be the last one standing. And then as more time progresses, more wrestlers add in up to four. There is a mode in there's like a party mode within that game that's if you get second place, you get 0 points. So it kind of goes into do you want to get for first or do you want to like throw to guarantee yourself lesser points and hope someone at the top like screws up?
Hmm.
Uh we played that mode because I always found it funny, like just seeing second place do well and then getting 0 points and just watching them plummet. So we played that mode. We had Steven, who's been one of my best friends since
Yeah.
sixth grade. He got knocked out, like not in second place. He got knocked out second. So there's two people left, which was me and somebody else. I forget who it was. I think it was Kyle and Evan. Right. Yeah. So we had six people. So there were two teams of two that would alternate mini games. So I was playing the mini game, and I think Kyle was playing for him and Evan and because I was also on a team, and it's us last two. We get squashed by the same wrestler at the same time. The lights, so when you get squished, the lights will come out of like the corners of the color of the player who got squished. I was blue, he was green. Blue and green lights flickered out, and we were like, everyone was screaming like, wait, it's a tie. And everyone was like, wait, what? It's a tie for first. And I put it together. It was a tie for first. So that meant Steven was in second, so he didn't get any points.
Oh my god.
Oh, it went so chaotic after that. We had like, oh man, but that was I think that was like eighth grade. I think that had to have been eighth grade because my voice was still high. My pitch didn't drop until like sometime freshman, I think late freshman year or early sophomore year. Like if I go back to my YouTube catalog because I started so early, I remember I found like the point where my voice shifted from
Oh my
low to
god.
high. Like I went to one video and it was squeaky, sounded like I was in middle school. Then the other video sounds like I am today.
Hey,
I'm
I'm a
like,
Chad.
when did this happen? Um, but what was I? But yeah, so I've been doing video editing for a while. I mean, I started doing a lot of sports content, which is what I eventually want to get back into. It's just uh in middle school I wasn't a part of any activities, so like I had a bunch of free time on my hands. And when you have free time, like it makes those videos a lot easier to make because you have to write, you have to go through and get like pictures or video
Get
clips, you have
B-roll.
to,
Yeah,
edit
B-roll
them all
footage.
together. Yeah, like it's an admittedly decently long process to make those kinds of videos. So you have to have a lot of time to do it, which in middle school I was able to do, which is why if you go back to some of the older videos on my channel, you'll see like some sports stuff. Like remember I did a Hail Marys video, I did a Super Bowl video, I did infamous missed field goals video. When I started streaming, I would do like prediction shows, which I've deleted because they stopped after a year and a half because I wasn't enjoying it anymore and no one else was doing it. Because that
Yeah.
was the thing would be like when I started, like a lot of people like did NFL prediction videos where they knew anything about football or not. Because if you know who Laserbeam is,
Yes.
he streams like a
Very
lot of
I
Fortnite now,
very
but
much know who he is.
yeah, but back in the day, he like did a lot of like he did man challenges, he did
Really?
football. Yeah, like he was he
Wow.
was a he was a football guy. For but like not serious like I am. Like it was a lot as a joke.
Yeah,
So
I
like
got you.
he did like some man challenges. He did like a prediction show where he would just BS his way through, like give the most BS reasons for picking the teams he did. He did Happy Wheels. He did like Random Crap Friday, which I remember he did like
Random Crap Friday. What a
yeah, he
fucking
would
name.
just it was just like whatever game he felt like. And I remember one he did a lot on Random Crap Friday was the bridge builder game. I forget the
Yes,
name of it.
Bridge Constructor.
Yes, that one. He did a lot of that one, and I like seeing him play that one.
Dude, the Bridge
Uh,
Constructor Portal. I can't ever forget Vine Sauce's playthrough of Bridge Constructor Portal. That was
oh my,
hilarious. I'll have to
that
send you a
sounds like a
video of it.
mess.
I'll have to send you a video of it.
Uh,
But
yeah.
all right. So
So
we have
like,
a couple questions in chat. Jason, did
can
I
I
ever want?
finish?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I wasn't. I wanted to finish just the content creation
Yeah, I
stuff
got
really
you.
quickly, but yeah, because of his prediction stuff and a couple others, like that's what like I kind of started with. But then I lost interest in it, but I still retained the sports stuff, and I want I kind of so what happened was like when I got into high school and got a part of a football team, like those sports stuff kind of like died down because I didn't really have as much time to edit those and put them out. It would
Yeah,
take a long time, and so that's why I got into more the gaming side because it was easier to. It took less time to make and put out,
yeah. It
and like
was
I
it
could
was
also
easier
find
to instead of you being yet another white guy bitching on the internet about sports, um, and having to gather the B roll and all that for it.
yeah.
It was just easier. You just record and done.
Yeah,
That's
and
more or
like
less
there's
what it
still
is.
editing, and like I still edited it and whatnot, but
Yeah,
like it was a less time
less. It
consuming
was more
process.
basic editing. It wasn't panning B roll footage or anything. It was just trim, 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 trim.
Yeah, add subtitles,
Yeah,
photos,
no, it's a
reference
lot
videos,
easier. A
whatever
lot
else.
easier.
But yeah, so I started doing more of that, and that was another, and kind of hand in hand with that, I forgot to mention that was another reason I started was to have like a catalog of memories because I still wanted like video game stuff on there. In general, I just thought sports was going to be more the focus of it, and like even at that, I did like some sports games. Like I did a lot of Madden Mobile back in the day,
Oh
and
God.
so that was on the channel a good chunk. But I wanted that to be like like I wanted it to become somewhat like in tandem with talking about sports, like also like a memory thing, like something I can look back on and
Yeah,
just
no, I got
like
you.
funny memories and stuff like that. Like I was saying about like the Raven Rapids video, for example, or a couple of trips up to the Lake Geneva um the resort they have up there, the Grand Geneva. My family would always go there. Growing up, my grandmother got a timeshare in like '78 for 40 years with her and a couple of girlfriends. And so they all started like bringing their families up there, and then so then we move on to like my dad, and so that next generation of kids when they had families, which includes me, like they brought their families up there, and it became like a yearly thing for us. And so I know I have a couple of videos of I think our 2017 trip and our 2019 trip that are on the channel. So if
Nice.
you're wondering how like the vlog stuff also plays into that, like the Packers video, like that's why. So I've had a little bit of exposure to that type of editing. Um, but so yeah, I kind of morphed into a lot more of the gaming stuff as after I entered high school, and I've kind of stuck with that ever since. I want to say like 2019, 2020, I was kind of burnt out from YouTube. I've been doing it for a while. I didn't want to entirely lose that flame, but I could tell like my production really dipped downhill. And so entering 2021, like I made a point to myself to like get more videos up there. I had a lot of failure with Tegrich PG Tour 2004. I did the real time events on that for a whole calendar year because the dates literally matched up day to day from 2004 to 2021 somehow. I think except for a leap year. But anyway, but I did get more videos on the channel like Among Us and other multiplayer games and stuff like that. And then as a result of YouTube, I found out about Twitch and that live streaming service. I found some people that I really liked on there. And that kind of opened me up to the streaming universe in general and being like,
Yeah.
that looks fun, isn't fun to engage with it as a chatter. I want to try streaming it just to see if I have any luck. What do I have to lose? And then potentially making some highlights out of that. And so I've been streaming since I believe April, late April, early May of 2021. It was right after I finished my senior season of football, back in high school. And so I've kept at with that. Obviously, I think what's hindered my growth is just real life stuff getting in the way, mainly, football season. I don't
Yeah.
stream during football season for a reason. And then last year with the class that there was a class that gave way too much work, and it took up a lot of free time, so I wasn't able to stream for like 2 months, unfortunately, and that killed a lot of momentum I had.
That
But
definitely streaming definitely involves like consistency, and that's another thing that I forgot to mention. You got to be consistent, because if you're not
yeah,
consistent, like no offense, Peyton, and but like this,
none
if
taken.
you take a 4 month hiatus every year, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. People are gonna flock elsewhere because they have content
I know.
elsewhere. But
No, and I figured that out.
yeah,
But
it's
I
nothing
will
personal. It's just that's how it is, unfortunately.
no, and I none taken. Like I get it's totally factual, and it happens. So what?
Yeah, it happens.
But I have enjoyed it. I will it gave me a couple like really needed positives. So like for one, it got a lot of games off of my backlog that I
Yeah, no,
needed to
that's what's great about
play.
it. That's what's great about it.
Yes, because I that was also an intention on why I started streaming was like I wanted to set time aside to actually like get through some of these games I've been meaning to play, and I've done a pretty good job of that. Uh, and so it's been that, and then it's also been meeting people like you and Rayu that have allowed me to video edit for you guys' channels. That and improving on my own
Yeah,
YouTube's
honing your
output has
skills.
got me back into video editing as a whole, and it's kind of reignited that flame. And that's something like I'll always like streaming for that. Even as like a watcher or chatter, it connects you to
Yeah,
people. And it's definitely, and like I said, it got me back into doing the YouTube stuff again, and like I'm hoping that this off season, like I can edit more videos out and get them out a little bit more consistently. I have a couple ideas that I've been sitting on for like a few years that I actively want to get made. And so I'm
any
hoping
you
that I
would care
can
to
get
share
a
with
few of
us?
those done. Huh?
Any you'd care to share with us?
So I played, and this may be something me and you do. So I found through, I think no, I found through a different Twitch streamer. They created like their own mode of Mario Party. It's called Escort mode, and what you do is it's two players and two easy level CPUs, and you have to get like your CPU to win. So like so
Oh,
like if
gee.
let's say you had, so it's me and you had a CPU, let's say it was, so you're Mario, I'm Luigi. Let's say your CPU was Luigi, my CPU was Wario. You'd have to try and get Luigi to win or at least beat Wario, and I have to get Wario to win.
That's interesting.
And and so I did that with Steven before playing Mario Party with you guys on August 6th. And when I'm done finishing your best of stuff, or at least like this current segment, because
Yeah.
I'm sure like it'll take some time for the next one to be sent to me to work on. Uh, just because there's like 2 more weeks of streams that are going to be worth clips for. I want to work on that video and hopefully get it out before the end of the year.
Yeah, got you.
Uh, and then there like some of the others I've just been saying on for years. So I want to do like retrospectives on like the Tiger Woods series of games on the original Xbox, just because like I grew up. I didn't say that. So like my dad's big brain play on the original Xbox was my baby shower. That's what he asked for.
Yeah, you told me about
And he
that.
got, and I still use it to this day. I say like that's the biggest brain play he's ever had, because people typically ask for like diapers and like cradles and all baby stuff that's gonna be uh null and void after 4 years or so.
Yeah.
That is something I still play today.
Yeah, it still holds its value 21 years later.
Yeah, exactly. And so my dad is a big fan of Tiger Woods, and that translated to me, and he ended up getting the Tiger Woods games for the system, and I grew up on those along with the Mario games. And so though and here's the thing, those Tiger Woods games are actually like good games. Like they have like really
Well, that
good
was
depth.
back when sports games were good.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
they were
Like
good back in
when
the thousands. They were like really well
yeah,
made back in
when
the thousands.
yeah, when EA Sports was good back in the sixth generation of consoles, I believe it was. But I don't think that, but obviously because it's golf, like those games don't get talked about a lot, even though like I think 2004, I think sold over 1 million copies on the PS2. But that was because the PS2
Well,
had like
that's also the
155.
PS2, but still, the
Yeah,
fact that that's like a 0.7% install base is impressive.
yeah, but like I want to do a retrospective of like the four good ones because 2007 also came out on the original Xbox, but I don't really think it's that great. But like 2003 through 2005 were amazing, and then 2006 is kind of when it started to fall off. It was still a good game, but you could see where the flaws started to show that eventually like affected the series until arguably Tiger Woods PGA Tour 12. But I want to do like videos on each of those four games, and that's why I had streamed the full playthroughs of those of 2003, 4, 5, and 6 on my Twitch, is so I could get the footage for those videos.
Yeah,
That's why I didn't have chat or my face cam on those streams.
that makes a
Uh,
lot more sense now. Okay, yeah.
yeah, well, I mean, I put that in the announcements whenever I went live.
Yeah, you're
Um,
right. I forgot it was for like a documentary thing. I thought it was just for
yeah,
like so basically like
yeah,
Metal Yoshi, but with
exactly.
the Mario,
So,
but not with not the Mario Golf games. Yeah, basically. Um,
um, but what was I gonna say? But yeah, so that's why I did that for. I have most of what I need. Like the only two things I want to still record are the scenario modes in 2004 and 5, but then I'll have all I need for 4 games straight. I already have my script, pretty much most of my script down for 2003. I just haven't been able to compile like the videos or like start that yet, but that's something I want to do. But that started because there's a sports video game YouTuber that I watch called Soft Drink TV, and he does a lot of sports retrospectives like that, like old Madden games or ESPN NFL 2K5, which I love to death, and try and get all the football players to play. And because they play Madden 24, and I tell them that it's a garbage game. And it doesn't represent actual football. That's what's great about 2K5 is that it represents the actual X's and O's and physics of football. And I tell them that like I mod the game on my computer to have like updated rosters and the current uniforms used today.
yeah,
Because there's a whole mine community for that game specifically, and it's amazing.
and it's
So he
free.
does videos like that, and that's why I got the idea to do the same for the Tiger Woods videos, for the Tiger Woods games. And then another one I want to do is so I watch another sports YouTube channel called SB Secret Base. They were originally called SB Nation, but they do a lot of sports docu series videos. So like one of them's called Untitled. It's about the best players who haven't won a championship. There's another
That's a
one
clever
called
name.
Collapse, which talks about great teams that like the roster or whatever fell apart after like winning a championship or getting far, how things just tanked afterwards, and like basically the play by play on like how they got bad. Um, but another one of those is called Rewinder, where they'll take like an iconic moment of sports and give it like 10, 15 minutes of like full on context of like what led to that moment, why
Like the
it's special,
Immaculate
why it's.
Reception, for example.
Yes, they haven't done one. They haven't done a rewinder on that, but
But you know what
that's
I'm
a
talking
perfect
about.
example. Yes, that's a perfect example of like they'll take the immaculate reception, they'll start the video by saying like it's 4th and 10 from the 40-yard line or whatever it was, like 60 yards from the end zone. The Steelers are down 7-6 with like 13 seconds left in the fourth quarter against the Raiders in the playoffs. Basically who's on the field, how do we get here, and then they would probably go into like how Terry Bradshaw got drafted, how Franco Harris got on the team. They talk about Frenchie Fuqua for the Steelers. They talk about Jack Tatum for the Raiders, and like Coach John Madden and Al Davis or Chuck Noll for the Steelers, and they go in depth on like what brought everybody here, what's the lead up to this moment, and then at the end they say welcome to a moment in history, and then they play the moment for like a good 15 seconds or so. that like the ending bit always gives me chills no matter what moment it is. And I always say the final line with whoever's narrating it. But I want to do that for a moment when I was in high school back in my sophomore year, where we went to a conference opponent of ours, Prairie Ridge, who historically is pretty good, or at least has been really good since like 2010 or so. We my sophomore year when we went to play them, they were coming into the game on I think like a 30 game win streak or something like that.
Oh, and you
So they had
snapped
won
it.
Yeah, so they
Oh
won
my
back-to-back
god.
state titles. They came into the game 30 straight wins,
Holy
and
shit.
we beat them on a last-minute touchdown. We were down a point at the goal line, went in for a last-minute touchdown with like 50 seconds left, and then stopped them around midfield by breaking up a pass on 4th and 10. And that was in their place too. And so that was a moment that I thought was really special. And like I want to do a rewinder on that. And I even have the script for that ready as well.
That's cool.
I just needed the footage for it, which I didn't have the help for. But when I went back to my old high school during spring break, I talked with one of the DB coaches I worked with, and he said, "Yeah, if you want any film to like use as reference for like your current coaching job, like just ask him, we'll send it to you." And I did use it for that. Like the film from our 2019 season, I didn't have, and I wanted to use that because that was a full on season, and like I wasn't anywhere online, so I have that. But then along with that, I asked for that 2018 game against Prairie Ridge, so now I have the footage to eventually make that. Um, and I would ask for the 2020 games, but like they're literally all on YouTube. Like there's a playlist on my channel for all
Yeah.
those games from my senior year. So I didn't need the film from that shared. Uh, but yeah, like those are some videos I eventually want to do, and like I'm glad I found the spark reignited to do the video editing like that. And like I hope I can even do like some stuff on your channel if I'm able to, like just specific games like the Pico Park game, for example,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Because I just like doing it. And that's really been the big thing with the
Yeah,
video
it's a
editing is
hobby. It's great to hone it.
it's been a hobby.
It's
It's been
great
a
to
hobby
hone it.
through and through, and like that's what allows me to enjoy it a lot is what I see with some people that try and make it a career, even if they're like big
It burns
already.
you out if you
Not
try
only
to
it
make
burns
it a
you out,
career.
but like there's a lot of stress that goes into it. Like you're thinking of like, advertisements or like how to make money or what's going to be engaging, what's going to work with the algorithm, what's not. Because ever since I started content creation in general, like I've always been like, this is full on a hobby. I'm only doing this for fun. And
Mm-hmm.
like that's what it's been about. Like if money comes with it, fine, but like that's not going to be the end all be all
Yeah, you
whatsoever.
don't
That's
min
not going to be a
max.
goal of
You
mine.
just do for fun, and that's the
Yeah,
whole
and it's been
purpose of a
so
hobby.
enjoyable as a result.
That's the reason why I stream. I don't do it for money. I quickly learned that like, oh yeah, no, it ain't no gold pot at the end of the rainbow, bud. It's just you do it for fun.
Yeah. Okay, I'm done with the content creation. What was the
All right.
question that I cut you
So
off of? I'm sorry I went on a
I've
launch
yeah.
spiel.
That was quite the tangent.
I tend to do that. It's just who I am.
I know, Peyton. So do I. I'm guilty just as bad. So, Jason,
Mhm.
did you ever watch the Splatoon video I sent you? I may have forgotten because it's been a long time. What's weird is my voice was so deep. Now it's high. I went reverse pupperty. I think you mean puberty. Some of my first videos were shitty high school film class movies we made together pre VTubing days in 2017 ish. Coalesce, mind if
I
I watch
actually
this
have
on
a
the
couple
toilet?
of those too that are unlisted of video assignments for school that because it's easier just to upload them through my main channel that way.
Hmm. Um. My AJ says hi. How are you doing, AJ? I can pinpoint the moment my balls dropped. Probably Peyton.
I actually did say that to myself, not because I also told this to my dad, but I didn't say it like that. But I said like, yeah, I went through my YouTube one day and I noticed the shift where my voice changed, and like he told me that he remembered when it happened as well, because for him it was very noticeable. For me, it wasn't. Like I didn't know like what I probably didn't recognize it until like 6 months or a year after the fact that
Hmm.
like my voice was actually getting deeper.
Yeah. You don't. Well, usually you yourself don't take notice, but everyone else around you does. That's just normally how it
Yeah,
is.
exactly. Because like I told him the date, and he's like, "Yeah, that checks out. That's about when it happened."
Luckily, no one but Goldwolf and Will knows about my channel. No one from high school. No one else from high school knows. What middle school did you go to, Payton? Says Cole.
I answered in chat because I didn't think you'd ask that, but yeah, I went to Marlow Middle School, which is near Huntley, Illinois.
Hmm. Okay.
I'm not sure why you asked what middle school I went to,
Well,
but
probably
I mean,
because he
yeah,
thought you
sure.
were in Wisconsin.
No, I mean, like I said earlier. Oh, I'm not sure if he was there earlier in the stream, but yeah, I grew up in Illinois, and then I just recently moved out to Wisconsin back in 21 to go to university here, and then that's what led me to get the coaching job. But like as a child, like I always felt at home at Wisconsin. It like in Wisconsin, we always had like vacation trips or day trips to like we always did the yearly thing in Lake Geneva. My mom would typically take us to Milwaukee and Madison every here and there. And it just was always a really enjoyable place for me. It always just felt at home. Like the culture was I fell in love with the culture. The people there are amazing and really nice. The sports teams I obviously fell in love with. And the wide open nature I guess helps too, because there is a lot of like open space areas in Wisconsin that are just really beautiful if you find them at the right time of year.
Yeah.
And I've always liked that aspect of it.
My mom and sister are aware that I use Twitch, but they both don't have accounts. So, Meg, unlike you, my father, my mother, my sister, and my brother all have Twitch accounts, and they know of my channel. Um, my mom actually did stop in one time during a best of. Does anybody remember
Mama
her username?
Jasic.
Does anybody remember? Like, I remember her coming. I think it was sort of best of 21. She appeared, like
Mm.
just during the pre-show, and then my dad appeared. I forget when he appeared. I think it was when I was making mac and cheese or something, and he appeared. And I'm like, wait a minute. I know why that I know why that username is that username, and I can't explain why his username is his username, but basically if you know my dad, you know, essentially kind of that thing. But it's kind of like that. Like, and of course, my brother and sister know about my. They're in my Discord. They're both mods in the Discord, and they both know about my Twitch as well. Do they watch? No, but you know, they still know about it. And frankly, I'm fine with that. This is my
Yeah,
sandbox I get to play in. This is
yeah,
my sandbox.
yeah. I mean, my family knows that I stream, and like they of course know that I do the content creation and all that. And because like when I would originally do it, like before I got a laptop back in well, no, before I got a capture card, I should say, because I used my sister's laptop first. Once I got a capture card, but I would always record the TV off of my
Oh, Jesus
phone.
Christ.
Yeah, so if you go back to that original Raving Rapids, you'll see. But the at my old house, before I moved, before my dad moved to Huntley, we had a house a couple towns over in Crystal Lake that was really big, and like they bought the land to like build their own house on it. And all of our the consoles I would use to, well, not the console, no, they were all throughout the yeah, no, because my Xbox, they were all throughout the place. I had a
They're all
couple in the
scattered
basement
around
and
the
a
house,
couple
is what you're saying.
upstairs. Huh?
They're all scattered around the house, is what you were saying.
They were. Yeah, there were I think the Xbox was in the basement and then the Wii was upstairs. But whenever I recorded like Wii videos upstairs, I would have to like grab like a high stool and like put my phone or iPad and then angle it up so everyone knew like what I was doing. Like I wasn't hiding anything at that point. So like they all know about it, but yeah, like they don't
They don't
like
care.
intentionally watch it unless I send them
Yeah,
something
no, no.
specifically.
And frankly, I'm fine with that the same way because you guys
Yeah.
know damn well I've done some cringe shit on here. And unfortunately,
Hey, I'd do it too. I'd do it too for $1,000.
my sister's boyfriend knows about the Miku cosplay. And he was like, and he texted me personally, like, bro, I need you to send me pics of that. And I'm just like, and then I text my sister, I'm like, I fucking hate you.
Well, I still remember when you walked upstairs in the costume and your dad was there. He's like, "I'd do it too for $1,000
Yeah.
or whatever he said."
Well, I'll have you know that when he got married to my mom, they got married on Halloween. He
Yeah,
dressed up as a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader at the reception.
that's amazing. Because that now reminds me of I'm not
So
sure if you
I'm not the only one in the family that dresses like a fucking weirdo sometimes. He did it
I see where
before
you
me.
get it from. See how
He
you
did
get
it
it
before
from.
me.
But but that I'm not sure if you saw on the internet, but like Dolly Parton at like 77, she just did the Thanksgiving halftime show in her house,
Yes, my
and
my uh
she had
my stepmom loves Dolly Parton, so she watched that.
yeah, how she was in a Cowboys cheerleader
Yeah,
costume
she
that was one to
was.
one with the rest of, and like so many memes came out from that, like would
Yeah, she looks damn good for her age. Like
she
Jesus
pulled
Christ,
it off. Yeah, no,
she
she did
looks like
good.
she's like in her late 40s, not in her 70s. Like fuck, dude.
Yeah, no, like she did good out there, but like I remember I saw that like live before I went to have Thanksgiving dinner with my family, and I literally said, I'm like, huh, Dolly Parton in a Cowboys cheerleader costume. Did not have that on my bingo card for today. But hold on, Cole, I gotta say, what's funnier is that I'm named after Bears legend Walter Payton, because my dad and my mom, they both worked at his restaurant, 34s back in the day, because they both lived in downtown Chicago growing up. My dad valeted, and my mom, I think, was either a bartender or a waitress at this point, one of the two, but they got to meet him on several occasions,
Damn.
and everything they say about like the sweetness name rings true. Like he's one of the nicest guys and most down to earth guys that like they've ever met. And so regardless of like what they were planning on having children, it took a while for my mom to first conceive. They had some troubles, but they eventually were like saying, when we have our first child, I this is just my assumption, but because of that, and because of like how Peyton can be used as both a boy and a girl name, it wouldn't surprise me if they had just like went on and said, regardless of who our like what sex our first child is, they're going to be named Peyton. They're going to be named after Walter. And so I was named after Walter Payton, but then yeah, this happened.
The pure irony. So yeah, Cole said, "Lol, being from Illinois and like the Packers is so
Because like the
respectable." I smell
Packers are the
sarcasm.
Bears' biggest rivals,
Yeah,
and
fuck the
so my dad
Bears.
does not like it.
Um, Twitch is my sandbox. I used to record my Switch Lite back in 2020. My name is my name because my dad
Jason, are
willed
you
it
there?
so.
You're frozen on my end.
Yeah, I'm not. No, I hear you. I hear you.
Hold on.
Oh, he's frozen
Shoot.
now. Oop, hold on. Give me 1 second, guys. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties. There you go. You there, Peyton? You there?
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, no, you froze on my end. I don't know what happened. But then
It's
yeah, when
probably
I tried to
internet.
when you put me back in, I accidentally hit the join voice of the first channel.
Oh yeah, I just dragged you over to the other one.
Okay, yeah, sorry. So what did you say after I told that story? Because I saw you talking.
My name is my name because my dad uh willed it so, says Meg. My name is Jacek because well, it's Jacenti, but basically it's a common Polish name. Very common Polish name, and my dad's side of the family is very Polish. That's just
Hmm.
literally that's why. It's the
Normal
Bob
name.
of Poland.
You gotta read Alex's. It's funny.
I was going to be named something dumb like Spock, but on the day of my birth, my mom was absolutely dumb. My dad's dumb name suggestions, and and throw a frying pan at him, so I got named Alex. Bruh. My
Throw a
name is my
frying
name
pan.
because my dad didn't want my initials to be CC because it sounded like sissy. Casey is apparently better. They fucked up my middle name at the point of not making an F. Could have been KFC, bro.
KFC.
I'm
That
curious
would
what
have been.
your middle name is, bro. Because I know what your last name is. No, not you, Payton.
Oh,
Cole. But what is your middle name?
oh. So I was gonna say my middle name also has a story to it. It's named after my mom's best friend Connie, who I believe died before I think in 99 or 2000 is before I was born. But I think like she needed an organ donation and didn't
Oh,
get one. Uh, but my mom that's why I got my last name is through Connie. But my initials are PB, which a lot of people put as peanut butter, which is incredibly ironic because I'm allergic to peanuts.
really? I didn't know that. So
I
you have.
swore I told
So
you.
I learned two things today about you, Peyton. You're
Okay.
allergic to peanut butter, and you have lady hands.
I'm surprised you didn't notice on like stream
I
whenever
didn't
because like
notice the lady hands until we were in pre-talk, man. And then I was like, wait a minute, why are your nails so long?
I love how like literally everyone has said that. No, I genuinely did
Like,
not
chat
know it
even
was like
agrees. You got gay hands, bro.
I know. I didn't even like I said, I didn't realize it was that uncommon of a thing. Cause
Dude,
like
it's very
I
uncommon.
never I never noticed.
Mans is oblivious.
I really am. Like it takes me 10 years to figure out some SpongeBob jokes. I'm not even lying.
Bro.
Like, okay, okay, so this is perfect example. So, do you remember the wishing well episode?
Mate, I did not watch
Where
SpongeBob as a kid.
really
Yeah.
we have to we have to do a SpongeBob watch party with you. But anyway, um, so there's this one episode where SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward get stuck in a well, um, and like it's really tight. So at one point, like Squidward says, like, "Could you not stand so close to me? You're making me claustrophobic." And Patrick says, "What's claustrophobic mean?" And SpongeBob says, "It means he's afraid of Santa Claus." Uh, see, I thought it was just like a stupid one of those like stupid jokes that's just there because why not? I it took me like 10 years or something to figure out like Santa Claus claustrophobic.
Peyton, oh my god, dude. That was a dad joke, and you didn't get a fucking dad joke? Come on,
No.
man.
Oh yeah. And then
Oh, here's a
just
reference you'll get, Peyton.
yes.
You know that one sports ball show that has the "Come on, man" skits in it.
Oh, ESPN, come on man. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay, you know.
Of course. It's classic.
Those are funny. Those are
Oh
funny.
yeah, no, those are hilarious. No, they do a great like commentating job on those. Those are so fun to watch. But even one from this Sunday, I mean, this was more because I never quite heard it as a child, but like this was the episode Shanghai where they meet the Flying Dutchman for the first time, and Squidward wants to like he the Dutchman drops his anchor into SpongeBob's house. It goes into Squidward's house. Then Squidward wants to climb the anchor rope to get to the ship. And Squidward says like, "I'm gonna get to the bottom of this." And SpongeBob says, "Wouldn't it be the top? Because it goes up."
That's hard. That's such a dad
I
joke.
think you froze on me again.
No, hello. Payne's internet do be a bit quirky at night.
Yeah, you froze on me again. Uh,
I can see you, Peyton. Oh, god damn it. God damn it. Hello? Peyton. You there, bud? Payton,
Jasic.
you there?
I don't know why that happened, but yeah, like I it takes me so here's one that's not SpongeBob related. I just thought of another stupid example. So I'm not sure if you heard the show called Weeds from like back in the 2000s or something like that.
What is it called
Uh,
again?
Weeds.
Like WEEDS?
Yes.
Nope.
Okay. Well, it's about this. It's basically about this mom who sells weed and tries to get her family by doing that, but she's not that great. There's a lot of stupid stuff that happens as a result of like her not being smart, and then also the nature of the business. Uh, it took me 4 full episodes to figure out why it was called Weeds. Even though like she sold weed in the first episode, and I just completely over the head. Like I remember it was episode 4, and like and something clicked. Like she was talking about weed, or like she was getting it from somebody or something, and I was like, oh, it's called Weeds because she sells weed. And it, my stepmom and my sister, same reaction. They're like, are you actually serious right now?
Oh my god.
I am so slow. I am so slow with certain stuff. It's amazing.
Didn't know the don't drop the treasure soap bar joke until years later.
Same,
Bruh.
same. I didn't
Um
know that one until years later either.
uh I've seen circles straighter than Peyton's hands. Yeah, same.
What?
Bro, you got
Oh,
long ass
I,
fingernails. You're a
I,
hand model, bro.
I. No, I thought he was talking about the actual shape for a second,
No, no, he's making fun of
and
how
then
gay your
yeah,
hands are. Again,
yeah.
you didn't get the
Again,
joke. Jesus Christ,
live
Peyton.
action here. Yep.
Again, guys, you're just seeing a live reaction of Peyton not getting a joke. Hey, Peyton,
Oh
football.
my.
He got that one because I said it
Yeah.
before. I've
When
seen I've seen paint dry faster. What?
faster than me getting a joke.
Oh, ha 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 ha
See,
ha.
now it happened to you.
I didn't get the
Uh,
whole context though.
I mean, yeah, but anyway, was there any more topics that need to go over from
Um, so CJ has a question for us. Who would win in a race? Definitely Peyton.
yeah,
Definitely
definitely
Peyton.
me. I literally
He's more athletic than I am.
I was literally at the gym today and I
If
told
we
you
if
this.
we walked together, I would have a longer gait. That much I know.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
I've had that issue my whole life. I have a very long gait, and it annoys the fuck out of other people whenever I walk with them.
Well, you're like 6 inches taller than me or something like that.
Yeah, and my legs, and it's mostly leg. It's mostly leg. Like my legs are really long compared to most people.
That would
Um,
do it. But yeah, like well, what you don't know, and I'm probably gonna send you the Twitter link to this, but during spring ball 2022, so yeah, last year, there were our final day of like padded practice. We had I think I can't remember why. I think like Creighton, my buddy, my other manager, who I worked with, Creighton, he made a bet like around the coaches or something. Like he was making a joke around the coaches or something, saying like he beat me in a race or something along those lines. And then the
oh, I
coaches were
remember
like,
this.
"Wait, did I send you this?"
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't think I did. Okay, because that happened
it's when
before
I
I
learned
even
about your last name.
right. Because you said it was country singer, two first names. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Ironic how I've gotten into country music now since then. Um, but so yeah, so the coaches heard that and they're like, "Oh yeah, that's a great idea. You two should race." And so I think it was like our last or second to last day of spring ball, and they set up a race between me and Creighton, and I won by like this much because like the only reason I won, he did track in high school. He is faster than me. I got a good start off the ground, which helped, but then like he was ahead by like a good couple yards halfway through, so like 20 yards, he turns back to look, and that slows him down enough for me to catch up. And I hit like a final burst at the end to like pass through the 40 and won the race.
Nice.
Because even though like my foot was the thing to cross the 40, so my foot crossed before, I guess, his chest, but his chest kind of crossed before my chest or something like that. And so so at first I thought he won, but they like recorded it at the 40, and on the 40 like my foot crosses first, so they declared that to be the win. And
Wow.
Creighton went into such a fit about that. It was funny. But the fact that I kept up with him, I was honestly like kind of a little surprised by. Once I figured out that he did track, I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah, no. If I could keep toe with him, I would definitely beat you.
Yeah. No. Um. So, why Mr. Krabs' obsession? Asks Alex.
Yeah,
I
I
think
mean,
we
we
explained this
discussed this
already.
before
Yeah,
that.
we explained this already.
Yeah, it's party crashers. If you don't know who the party crashers are, look up party crashers on YouTube. They are hilarious.
How does football actually work? Is another question from him. Now, this is all. Peyton could go on a tangent for like 30 minutes on this.
I'll try and keep it short,
Good
but
idea.
so I want to try and put this into layman's terms the best I can. So let's just start with offense. So when you get the ball on offense, it's 11 players versus 11 players. You have four attempts to gain 10 yards. And if you don't gain those 10 yards, you have to give the ball back to the other opponent. And like each of those tries is called a down. That's why you'll see like first and 10, second and 7. It's the try and then the distance within the 10 yards that they need to get to in order to get another 10 tries. And then this goes all the way until you hit the opponent's end zone, where if you get into the end zone, you score a touchdown, which is 6 points. After a touchdown, you can either kick an extra point, which is a short field goal for 1 point, or you can go for 2 points, which is one try to get a touchdown from the 2 yard line. After you score a touchdown or a field goal, if you don't get into the end zone, if it's, say, your fourth attempt and you're within range of kicking a field goal, typically high school, it's within 40 yards. College, it's within 50, and then NFL, you'll see 60, usually being where it starts to stagnate in terms of attempts. But if you don't make the end zone, it's your fourth try and to 10 yards and it's lawn, and you don't want to risk giving the ball over and not gain anything, you can kick a field goal for 3 points.
Yeah.
After you score a field goal or a touchdown, you then kick the ball, you then do a kickoff to the other team. Um, Ball's placed on a tee, kicker kicks it down the field to the other side, and then you have 11 players trying to tackle whoever is returning, and then whoever's returning has, convoy blockers to try and get as much distance on the field as they can to set up their team's offense. Uh, what will also happen on fourth down, if you're not within range of a field goal, but you're not close to like gain a first down, say it's 4th and 7 in your own territory, you're not kicking a field goal.
You
You
punt.
would, yeah, you punt so you can pin the other team back. So they have to then take longer to get down the field, so it's harder for them to score.
And making them more likely
Uh,
to punt as well.
huh?
Making them more likely to punt as well instead of field goal.
Yes, making them more likely, yeah, to punt it back, or if you get a turnover, you get it in more favorable position for your offense and stuff like that. And so, yeah, I mean, in terms of like the basics, that's, I guess, the easiest way I can explain it.
Yeah.
You have four tries to get 10 yards. You'll typically see teams on the fourth try either punt to give it back to their team or kick a field goal to at least get points, or they just go all the way down in the end zone for a touchdown, and then the cycle continues. But you can only throw one forward pass on any given play. So, but you can throw the ball backwards any amount of time. So that's why on the final play of some games where it's a long ways from the end zone to score, you'll see teams go for the lateral, like backyard type of play, where they'll be throwing it back at like back and forth to each other. They'll throw it backwards, try to advance, then throw it backwards again, and until they either score or get tackled because it's the last play of the game. It's their last hope.
Yeah.
And
This
then
sounds like
yeah,
rocket science.
I'm trying, Alex.
No,
You asked,
it's not
so
rocket science. You just have to watch it a little bit to understand it, I would think.
yeah.
Um,
See, like what
this is
I
like
do.
explaining offsides rule to my mom, says Cole.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say the penalties are hard to explain. I mean, the easiest one I can think of is like false start. So nobody on the offense can move unless properly signaled. Um, so you'll have to go together on the snap of the ball. So if someone goes early, it's a false start and that's a penalty. And then on the flip side, if someone on defense crosses the line of
That's
scrimmage, which is
encroachment.
yeah, which is the line of scrimmage is where the ball is placed. It's the yard line where a play starts. So if a defense crosses that before the ball is snapped, that's also a penalty, just the same. And then you also have stuff like holding, which is holding a jersey, pass interference, which is intentionally like pushing a player or something to that degree in order to either make a ball easier to catch or make a ball harder for the opponent to catch, like not doing it properly. Like on defense, if you commit pass interference, it's typically because you're interacting with the receiver before the ball gets there, and you yourself are not trying to make a play on the ball.
Yeah,
And
you
then
have to actually go for the ball, not the player.
yeah, and then on offense, it's usually when they like shove a defensive back in order to get more space to catch a ball, so it's easier for them. So you can't do that either.
Yep.
Uh, but like what I do with the coaching, that yeah, I could see being considered rocket science because that's a lot of like game plan and looking at the other team's plays, how much they run certain stuff, out of what formation, out of like what players are on the field during which plays, tendencies like that, what plays to call in response to that, like out of what formation, what plays are going to call based on the plays that they run and stuff like that, and the drills you have to run during practice to simulate that and all that. Like that's where you get into the more specifics of it, where not everybody can as easily understand or perform it.
Yeah. Um here there's a couple more things.
Sure.
VTubbies is something Alex wants to know about. Um what got you into those, I guess?
Um, So it was around Thanksgiving of 21. I got recommended a clip by a VTuber named Fruit, Froot. She's with the company V Shoujo. Uh, and it was a clip from her debut. And I commented, I clicked it just because like I think the thumbnail looked interesting or something like that. Because it was like it was her model debut, so she was showing off everything like it could do. But I commented that her background music kind of sounded like the George Lopez theme because it kind of had like the same type of rhythm and beat like you've seen George Lopez, right? Like you've seen the intro.
No.
Really? Oh my God, you are uncultured. Um, uh, have you heard the song "Low Rider" before?
Do 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 do
That's the
do
theme
do
song.
do do.
That's the theme song for George Lopez. Her background,
Oh.
her background music kind of sounded like that song. The do 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 do
Do
do
do do
do.
do
It kind
do.
of had the same kind of feel and rhythm, and so I commented that. But then after that is when like I started getting recommended VTuber clips out the wazoo on my YouTube
Well, it's
channel.
because you watched
Did
one, therefore you must like all of them.
Well, not only I watched one, I interacted with it.
Yeah, well that too.
Um, but I didn't really get hooked on really any of them until I found Rayu because I found a clip of hers like a month later, like late December, and it was it was a clip basically showcasing her laugh because the title said, "This VTuber's laugh will hurt your ears" or something like that, and I'm like, Okay, let's see. Put this to the test. But her laughter was just so infectious. I was like giggling right alongside it. But why she was laughing, I didn't even understand or get. Um, so like
me with V tubbies. Why are you
no,
laughing?
yeah, no, well, because like it was literally like no noise, nothing. It was really just like her model on screen. She was clearly doing something, but then like she broke out in laughter. I'm like, okay, her laughter is really funny. I like this. Uh, so I checked out her channel. I saw what she played. I'm like, I saw a Tetris gameplay stream. I saw what she was doing that next week. She was doing a couple like Just Chatting streams. I'm like, okay, I'll check her out. Um, and so I did. I think the first time I came into her stream was like January 5th of 21, if I remember correctly. And I've been watching her ever since. We've become like good friends as I've video edited for her. Like early when I found her, I did a lot of meme edits for her and like in her Discord. Um,
So basically,
like
you did what Dawn does to me right now, essentially.
yes, yes,
Gotcha.
absolutely. 100.
Gotcha.
Like I literally have a folder in my phone of Rayu memes that I've made. One of them I remember what like her model like her lore is that she's a ghost and she like guides other ghosts through the afterlife or something like that. But her original mod had like two ghosts, like one on either side of her. One stream she called them Harold and Kumar, and I'm like, oh, I love that movie. And so I edited a picture and put their faces on each of the ghosts.
That's
And
funny.
that's when that started. But then like the third time we were like just chatting or like doing media share or something, and uh she had pulled up that clip because I had said like, oh yeah, like I found you through this clip because she didn't even know that this person like posted this clip on YouTube.
Mm.
uh so like I'm like, yeah, I found you through a clip on YouTube, and she's like, what clip on YouTube? And I shared it with her. She's like, oh yeah, I remember this. And like I watched it again since it was on stream. The third time that I watched it, she explained why she was laughing, and I finally got it. She put, I'll put it bluntly, she put Santa hats on her breasts because it was close to Christmas. But what happened was they moved with, like, they attached to it like it was an actual hat, and they moved with her model. And she found that so funny. And again, one of those slow things I didn't get because I completely missed that. I wasn't even looking at it.
Oh my god, Peyton.
What?
You are such a virgin.
I
You are such
know.
an innocent virgin child.
I am not hiding that. I genuinely wasn't even looking at the area I was seeing, because she's got pink and blue hair and like, purple
I
eyes. So I
wasn't
was
even
looking at
looking
her.
at that area. Yeah, I can tell,
No.
Peyton.
So when
Jesus.
she broke out in laughter, I was like, "What?" I'm like, "This is funny, but what happened?" And I didn't figure it out until she actually explained it.
I totally wasn't looking at V Tubby Santa hat boobs. I was only listening to her laugh.
Well, I mean, I noticed they were there, but I didn't notice that they were moving, or that's what she was trying to do. I genuinely like.
Oh, Peyton, you're making
But
me cringe. You're
I
making
don't
me
care.
cringe.
You deserve it. But so because I started watching her, that's when I got like other VTubers in my Twitch recommendations. So people like Thinkerbella, who's an amazing singer. I watched her for almost 3 years now. Same with Ray. Like I found Bella a month later. Uh, Savvy, who I shared some clips with you, I told you about.
And
I
I'm just
found
like, I ain't
her.
watching that.
I know. I'm just saying who these people are. I
I
mean,
know,
I
I know.
found
I'm
her
making fun
two
of you.
months. 2 months later, I've been watching her for 2.5 years, and she's really cool. She's actually I think she actually uh she's actually in the Air Force, which I feel is like really cool. So like, because she'll mention to her community that whenever she like goes on drill for the weekend and stuff like that. Um, but like, I'm not sure if you've seen Red Hedgie in my chat before.
I know Red Hedgie streams.
Yeah,
And I
like
remember
he
you have like a bot that auto promotes people that go live. And one time Red
yes,
Hedgie streamed Shenry Kagura and I'm like, oh dear God. You know what Shenry Kagura is, right?
not really.
Big booby hack and slash.
I was gonna say I know it's anime.
A
That's about
big
all I
booby
gleaned from
hack and
that.
slash. That's basically what it
Oh,
is. It's just girls and basically as little clothing as possible in hack and slashes. It is a horny fucking game. And
no.
I saw it on the like this person is live and
Yeah, fair enough.
I cringed
That's
so
no
badly
understandable,
at that.
but I would consider him a VTuber as well, but all he does is the PNG. So like have you seen my chibi model in the past? Same thing with him. That's what people call a PNG tuber, I guess, but I just
No,
consider them
it's a
all
PNG
VTubers at the end of the
tubby.
day.
Get your facts straight.
Yeah.
It's a tubby.
Okay, whatever. But and what I was telling you about Sun Lee, C minus Sun Lee. She's also a VTuber that came across. No, she wasn't in my recommendations. She was playing Luigi's Mansion, and that's another category I follow, which is
Ah,
actually
okay.
how I met Braxton because I screwed him over in Luigi's Mansion using crowd control.
If only you could
Because
have joined me for the mansion race this year.
yeah, I'm sorry, bro.
It's okay, I get it.
Dude, it took me 9 hours to beat that game the first time. It'd probably take me 6 to beat it a second time. I'm slow.
I thought I was slow.
Yeah, I was like 3 hours for you. I'm like, damn, that's pretty good.
I thought I was slow with 3 hours, dude. I know people who can do it in
No,
2.
no, I did my Luigi's Mansion playthrough, which like I have the supercut on YouTube, was like 3 different sittings of like 3 hours each.
Shit, man.
And
I can
well,
beat
I
it
mean,
in one sitting.
did you 100% it? Like get every
Oh
ghost?
fuck no. Oh wait,
Oh, see, that's what I did.
no, I did get every ghost. I also got almost every boo. I missed one, but typically I
Oh,
can get all paint ghosts and all boos and get rank A in 3 hours.
oh yeah, no. See, I went for the all painting ghosts and all booze, and like yeah, that took
Now,
me 9 hours.
max G I will never do because that is a pain in the ass. But
Was that? Oh, Max Gold.
yeah, max gold is a pain in the ass. But I can get a
I
rank
don't
in
have.
all booze and money flower and yada yada. That I can do
Hmm.
in 3 hours.
I showed you. You know how I met Rexon, right? I've showed you the clip.
Yeah, you killed him.
Well, okay. Well, what happened was like I was sitting on that for like 30 minutes waiting for the crowd control coins to come in order to kill him. I wasn't chatting. I was just flat out lurking the whole time. And then my first
Bruh.
action on his stream was killing him in the Van Gogh room when he's at the final painting. And then after that I found out that he went back like when did I last save? And he went back like 3 or 4 rooms
That's
because he
about
wasn't
30
getting the
minutes.
booze. Because he wasn't getting the boost to autosave. And
That's
so
on him.
when I killed him, it sent him back like 30 minutes of progress or something like that. It was oh my god, I was dying of laughter at first, but then like I felt so bad because I thought he was saving and he wasn't. And so I'm like, okay, I have to follow you now.
Honestly deserved though. Like you should always grab the booze in that game cuz it's a short enough
They're in
game that
every room.
yeah, you get it. There's one in every room, bro. Well, almost
Yeah.
every room, but figuratively, there's one in every room.
Basically, yes. But yeah, no, that's how I started chatting with him was I found that through the Luigi's Mansion recommendation, and oh my god, that was it was just so funny how that was the first time my name pops up. You're dead and have to go back 30 minutes. Good luck.
Does DevGod get in your recommendations? Says Alex.
Well, I followed him because of your channel, so he never got
He
into
never.
my
But
recommendations
do you
first.
know what always gets my recommended because of this bastard? You know what else gets recommended in my recommended because of this bastard? Fucking VTubbies. Anytime I watch his channel, I get like 20 VTubbies recommended to me. I hate this guy. This guy's cringe. He gets me like 20 VTubbies in my recommended. And anytime I watch Joe, I get Finster recommended to me. If anybody knows who Finster is, he's this guy that dresses up as a girl, like unironically a girl, makeup and everything, like a breastplate and everything, and streams and pretends to be an e-whore. And my God, does he get that audience with him? But like,
Oh my God.
why are you recommending me Finster and VTubbies?
Okay, see, this is the problem I have with Twitch is that they're not actually recommending you VTubers I watch, which I hate. Cause like cause you send me pictures of
They're
like
also
you
recommending me
recommend
e-whores,
I don't watch e-horrors.
well, no,
Hell
I
no.
just get those recommended. Period. Like I get the one that that abused her husband and what's her Amaranth. She
Oh,
basically
right.
gaslit the entire Twitch community and was like, "Oh yeah, my husband is abusing me and wants me to live stream to make money." But in reality, she was doing it for her own ego, and he was just being, the scapegoat.
Mm.
Did I mention
So
she's a terrible e-whore? Because she is.
Twitch's version of Johnny Depp or whatever.
Not Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp didn't do much wrong. Amber
I know.
Turd.
I'm saying Amber Heard. That's her name.
Amber Heard, yeah.
I forgot the woman's name. I only remember Johnny Depp.
I actually know someone who's related to Johnny Depp. I'm not gonna go into the whole spiel of that, but I know someone. I've talked to someone who is related to Johnny Depp.
Hmm. But yeah, but you send me like recommended of like VTubers getting your
I'll just be like,
recommendations,
at
and
GreenBayPayton, stop getting me recommended to VTubbies.
I literally have to say, I'm like, I watch none of these people. They're not recommending you the good ones.
And oh, Kira,
Like
anytime I watch you play Genshin Impact, I'll get like maybe 3 VTubbies, 2 Japanese people, and just a ton of Genshin. That's what I get recommended. And then anytime I watch Sean, I get like 5 billion Pokemon streamers, and I'm like, I don't watch Pokemon. I only watch Pokemon because Sean's playing it. I don't watch Pokemon because it's Pokemon.
yeah, no, and I've never been into Pokemon. I never grew up with it. Clearly,
Jacek, I know this is off topic, but I got a new computer. Cole, please send me the specs and DM. I'm curious about that. I would love to see if you could play some games with me.
of course, that's the first question.
Look, you
I
got a
know.
lot of Genshin Sims like me. Yeah, like Kira, I'm not even joking. I checked my recommended a couple days ago, and like, I remember after watching your stream, the day later, Furina or whatever her name came out, and it was just like Furina get, Furina grinding, Furina, and I'm just like, fuck! It has the i9 processor and shit. Oh my god, you got a high-end one. Ooh. That's exciting.
made,
His
made the same
face.
face at the same time.
Ooh.
But I'm reading Alex's thing about how early 2020 during the pandemic he wanted to learn Japanese. So he looked up Minecraft Let's Play on Google, translated it, and then that's how he found Pecora, who is the one bunny VTuber on
The
Hololive,
annoying
and
bunny V-tubby.
he's never been the same.
So, what about
Uh,
when you watch me, lol, says Meg? I think I just get
Art?
more of the same as I do with Kira. Like I get a lot of like I still get a bit of Genshin. I think I get a couple VTubbies and a couple Japanese streamers, and that's about it. Nothing really out
Gotcha.
of the ordinary. However, I do notice a lot of rhythm games that I don't really care about.
Fair. I will say, based on Alex's thing, that was probably another factor as to why they got recommended to me through YouTube is because like early in high school I did go through an anime phase because most of my friends were in like the school's anime club, so I just used it as an excuse to hang out with them. But I found some really good shows through it as a result, like Haikyuu, for example. Effing love that show.
Yeah, I
Um,
know. You have
but
the outfit for it too, for one of the
yeah,
characters.
I have my boy Nishinoya, you know.
I did not know his
But
name.
I've said Nishinoya a
I
thousand times.
forget, okay? It's hard to remember. It's hard to remember Japanese names for me because it just doesn't click with me as easily as Eastern European names, for example.
Gotcha. Gotcha. But yeah, like that easily then translated into VTubers. And like I get what you say about the whole disingenuine thing, and yeah, some of them are, but like I've seen a few that are relatively open about what they do outside of streaming. They just want to use it as a way more to protect their own privacy and just use it as a different outlet to express themselves. And that's why I just kind of look at them, or at least most of them, as just any other streamer, like just like you and me. So I've never really held that same bias.
Mm. You should watch Azuro's audios, Meg. His British accent is fucking hot. Kira, you're just simping over men again.
Yeah, I agree.
You're just simping over men again. At least you don't simp for tummy like this guy. Get a load of this
Oh,
guy.
will you shut up? That was one joke. It was a joke. And then you sent me a picture. Or no, you did it on stream. And I just made a joke, but I'm like that he's too chubby, dude. You gotta hit the gym.
He's too chummy.
Chubby,
Oh,
yeah.
chubby.
I'm more into like when it comes to like the abdomen region, I'm more into like muscular.
Okay. Why are we talking about this?
See, you brought this
Why
up,
are we talking
dipshit.
about this?
Because you brought this up and you continue to bring it up even though I said it one freaking time.
Does Peyton love
And it was
Fuma?
funny.
Does Peyton love Fuwamoko Mokoko's tummy? What?
I don't know who that is.
Who? I probably butchered the fuck out of that. Fumomokoko.
Cocomelon.
No, shut up, shut up.
I know.
Fue Coco? Oh my god. No, no, no. We don't
Hey,
talk about Fue Coco. We talk about Weed Cat around here.
bro, I don't watch Hololive. See, okay, that's the thing, is like I don't watch company VTubers because I can see,
It's
or at least I
sterile.
don't typically do. Oh yeah, like
That's the thing
I
with the
will say,
Yogscast. I used to watch the Yogscast when I was younger because they were funny,
mhm,
but
yeah,
they grew too big. They added a lot of females that I would say aren't funny, but were just add there for diversity points. They fired a lot of their original crew, which again basically stripped out the soul of it. Albeit some of them did
yeah.
get in trouble for certain things that I won't get into, but still, they basically removed the soul of the group, and it really showed. And that's why I kind of just pushed them to the side.
So just like ESPN, nice. Because that's like almost one to one same thing that happened like with ESPN after they like got bought out by Disney or something like that.
Yeah, is owned by Disney currently. Yes.
Yeah. But was it? I think the only one that I actually like keep up with is Callie Maury Calliope from Hololive. And I don't even watch her that much, but she's probably, in my opinion, the most down to earth Hololive member that I've seen. But outside of that, like I don't watch or care too much for company VTubers just because like I can see right through like the whole entertainment avenue and how they're just like basically putting on a show, and like that's not what I want to watch streams for. Like I want to watch streams to like actually genuinely interact with people.
Yeah.
And so like
That's
basically
another
all the
problem I have with
VTuber.
larger streamers too. It's just that like they can't be down to earth because either A, they're literally making millions of dollars a year, like XQC and all those other idiots
Mhm.
that are too big for their own good. And
Yeah.
then you have the big ones but aren't like super big, but like they have like 100 average. They can't really
Yeah.
pay attention to you because they have 100 other people to care about. And
Yeah.
generally they're only going to care about the people who give them money. Generally. And of course,
Generally. Or
money
at
is
least
the
like
root
the
of all
people
evil.
that
But
yeah. Well, I would say with like the ones that are around like the 100 mark, usually not only the money, but also like people that make themselves known and have been there for a long time.
Yeah, no,
Just
it's
because that way
loyalty
they're
and the
more,
money that both go
yeah,
together. But
loyalty.
it's the
There you
same
go.
with like my channel,
That's
for
the word.
example. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring people in that have I've known for 1 to 2 to 3, 5 years because I can trust you, and I know you're the old reliable. I know you're not some guy that's just gonna randomly say the N word or what have you or some shit like that. But I know you're chill. Which obviously
Hmm.
there's obviously that human bias with everything. Everyone has that. But usually the smaller the channel is, the more willing and accepting of new people. And that's just how it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. And like that's why like the only like VTubers I keep up with in general are like all independent. Just because like I know I'm getting like, genuine people that
Yeah.
way. Regardless of whether I can see their face or not, I think is irrelevant because you have people who don't even stream with a face cam that, can still get the same result.
Well, it's more
Uh
it's more of the just the fact that they give a shit. Like if they want to play
yeah,
games
no,
with you, who cares?
yeah, exactly. Like, they're there to interact and,
As long as you're
be
there to
genuine and all
listen,
that.
like that's fine.
Yeah, no, exactly. But yeah, like you don't get that with like, the bigger streamers or the company streamers, so I don't really care too much about them or know who they are a lot of the time.
Yeah. I like corporations for the entertainment and clips, but the indies are way better for genuinely talking to you. Well, you also watch Hololive, so you're biased.
I kind of even disagree with that because I think you
I
get
disagree with that today because the corporations that we know today made Spider-Man 2 on the PS5. They made Black Little Mermaid. They're making new Poop Brown and the 7 diversity hires. Like corporations aren't really good for their movies anymore or their media anymore. It like that's why people flock to Twitch and stuff now because it's smaller, it's more homey, I guess. And that's why a lot of people go back to the 90s or the 80s to watch movies because that's when you didn't have those politics in movies. You didn't have the identity bullshit in the movies. You had just good fucking fun.
yeah,
And people just want to return to the roots, I guess you could say. Um
yeah,
so that's just like the corporations versus indies. And even then there are a lot of indie movies out there that do relatively well. One I still hold dearly that was made back in 2009 by an Australian group, Marion Max, which is about this autistic guy getting pen palled by this little girl. And it's super fun to watch. I can relate to it heavily because of my Asperger's syndrome. But great movie. Highly recommend watching it. But like indie movies are just real. They're very real because they don't have some Hollywood they don't have them controlling them with 3 parentheses controlling said indies. It's just let's make this movie because it's funny, or let's publish this storyboard because it's a good idea, and then it becomes a big hit, or maybe does well, or turns a little bit of a profit, or maybe it fails. Who knows? But it's the same with indie games, like Lethal Company, for example, is a massive hit. Undertale, cult classic, stuff like that. You don't have to be big to do well in the industry, be it games, movies, or TV, or really anything. You just have
streaming.
to
Yeah,
find your niche. It's the same thing with Twitch
hmm,
streaming. You gotta find
yeah,
your niche. It's the same with companies, making your own company for a food or something. You gotta find your niche. And if you find your niche, people are gonna come to you and visit you or pay you money. That's just how it is.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Because like, you're gonna have to like actually send me that movie because also having Asperger's, that does sound interesting.
It's a good movie.
Um,
If you want to watch it after the podcast, that'd be fine.
I gotta after the
Aw.
podcast ends, dude. Remember morning lifting,
Fuck. Oh my
right?
god.
Yeah, off season, baby. Um, but what was I gonna say? I'm glad you circled that back around to the streaming element because you took the corpo thing from what I was talking about with just Twitch clips versus like the clips versus the streams and like turn that into the industry as a whole, which I thought
No,
was funny.
because
I'm like,
it correlates, and
it's
that goes
true.
with literally anything. Like
No.
there's the sterile cookie cutter, And then there's the find your niche. If you find your
Yeah.
niche, people go to the next new thing. And of course, the
Yeah.
next new thing will get old. But if you find the next new thing after that, you struck gold again. That's just how humans work. That's just literally how humans work. If you
Yeah.
can advertise literal dog shit to people and people buy it, you made money. I mean, just look
Yeah.
at modern Pokemon today, for God's sake, or
Mm,
modern sports
well,
games.
but yeah, like I was gonna disagree on like a different avenue because I was gonna say I think the entertainment and clips are, better from the smaller streamers because like you're getting more, and especially with
It's
VTubers,
more
you're getting more
genuine.
genuine, like yeah, you're getting more genuine interact, like more genuine reactions with stuff like clips and whatnot. You're getting the real person, not person that's gets a clip out of saying something in line with the character or for the moment just because it'll get clicks. It's like a genuine thing that happened. And
Yeah,
then when it comes to entertainment, like I'm more engaged with entertainment, like I can connect to, which again, back to the smaller streamers, people I can actually genuinely connect to.
and back to the smaller streamers, the inside jokes, the stuff that you'll only get if you're there. And
Yeah.
that's why I'll even argue that some bigger streamers like Vine Sauce do well because of this. Because Joel, Joel does these Windows destructions where he destroys a version of Windows by filling it with viruses and other stuff. And he'll often install shareware into these Windows versions and do stupid stuff with them. He did a typing game and he failed only 2 words, and the 2 words were balls over. So he was like, balls over? Balls over? And he was
Almost
so
over.
confused why it said balls over, and he was like, oh,
Rain
those are the two
Man.
words I didn't spell correctly. And yeah, Granddad's another really good one. Free toolbars, very nice download. Yeah, exactly. It's shit like that. Like if anybody's ever watched his Windows destructions, you know what I'm talking about. It's all inside jokes. It's the same thing with Tweester Ice Fun. It's like you'll only get it if you've seen it.
And like Game Grumps highlights as well that I think of, like
Exactly,
I'm the
exactly.
video game boy. I'm the one who wins.
Not gonna lie, I had a desktop stripper as a kid on my Windows 98. 98, my dad to remove it. I remember that reference. I remember that.
Oh my god. Wait, did you see the stick fight video that I made a while back?
Maybe. I don't think
What
so.
was it? Tell me about the rabbits, George.
Yes, I've seen that. That was funny.
Did I
Not
We
as
were
funny as the
laughing.
fucker poggers from Wheel of Fortune, though.
It was no, but like that moment, like you could clearly tell we laughed so hard that it peaked the mic.
Yep.
Dude, we were dying. That was so funny to all of us. But just the moment he said that and then the headshot, oh my, I was on the floor, genuinely. Because like you could see after like the next level that came in, I thought it was the recap level that like gives the stats and whatnot. And then you just see these slam blocks and we're like, whoa, 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 we gotta play.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that. My personal favorite opens Minesweeper, blue screen crashes Windows Vista before any virus are even installed. No, my favorite part is what he opens like 7 instances of Twister Ice Fun at the same time, and it blue screens the computer. But then it all of a sudden comes back, and it just ear blasts him so hard. It's so funny.
Oh my goodness.
So that's just a Twister. Whoa, whoa, Jesus Christ, turn it down. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And you just hear him laughing, but you can barely hear him laughing because it's just so fucking loud. It's hilarious.
Mm-hmm. And also Scott the Waz.
Oh my God, yes. Yeah, the virginity wall. It's behind you.
Yeah, sex wall.
The sex wall.
And
Hey, y'all.
did you
Scott
ever
here.
hey
Sex.
y'all, Scott here. Sex. No, wait, hey y'all, Scott here. I'm leaving the door open now. No reason, just felt like it. It was nice. I've been on a good streak lately.
Oh, no, no. The life support by Madcast. Aw, shit.
Oh yeah. This isn't a life support machine. This was just a bread box.
There we go. That's the
No,
reference.
one of my personal favorites. Did you ever see the Chia Pet episode?
No.
I gotta send you that. But he does a Scott DeWaz episode on Chia Pets,
Oh God.
and so what he does is, so I looked up some advanced chia pet techniques. He looks up like chia seed growth hormones in Google, and he's like, we need gloves and a hammer. We put the gloves on, take the hammer and swing, breaks a chia pet, looks at the hammer, is like, damn it. And then it cuts to a wiki article. It's like, okay, this article makes a lot more sense now. It's how to break a chia pet.
Oh, he does a lot of those too. He does a lot of those like
There's literally a compilation of him just destroying his game collection, and it's like 7 minutes long.
this
It's
game
hilarious.
blows.
That I think that had to have been in there. But
Oh, it was. It was.
I yeah,
Have
well,
you
I
seen the
immediately shared
longest
that with
Scott DeWaz video out of context? It was like 2 hours and 30 minutes
two
long.
hours.
I
It's two
watched
hours.
I watched
I've
the
seen it.
entire thing. I downloaded it and watched it on my laptop on a trip home from the beach. And oh my god, it was the funniest shit. There were so
Oh
many
yeah.
funny like quotes and out of context moments with Scott, dude. It's
Mhm.
crazy.
Well, what's it called? I remember I sent the game collection destroying one to Rayu for a media share, and like throughout the entire thing, she was just like, "Why? Why is he doing this?" Like time and time again. But then the one clip, um, where he's comparing the sizes of the Mario, like I think he was like he was comparing the sizes of Mario Kart 8 and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and like how one's the disc and then 8 Deluxe is like on a cartridge this small or whatever in
Yeah.
comparison. And he was like, the disc is, he said something along the lines of like the disc is bigger than the game, but like it can be smaller if you break it up. And you see him break up a CD, and you just hear Ryu like, and it sounded like what's his face, the gay guy from Mean Girls, I forget his name, but when um the main character of me, why am I forgetting all these people's name? The only person I remember is Regina George, but the main character, when she breaks the tiara from Homecoming or Prom in half, and he just goes, that's what 1 to 1, I'm like, that's a meme right there.
All right. Are there any other questions we have? Is
What do we
Payton
have to
pay
spend?
to win?
I guess. I don't know. Probably not, considering my content's free.
Yeah, so I guess no, Alex. Why
That's a no.
Does Payton weigh a ton?
No.
No,
No,
he
that's
does
that's
not
a
look like he weighs a ton.
that's a hard no. That's 130 pounds no.
So, and here's a very stupid, or I wouldn't say stupid, but a very obvious question, or an obvious answer to this question. Why Green Bay?
Oh, so this kind of goes into content creation. So when I was coming in, when I was creating like my channel and my username, in my head I was like, Green Bay Packers, Green Bay Payton. Oh, it's perfect. Let's do it. That that is literally the story of why my username is what it is today.
Gotcha. The logo is genius too. Like, I don't know if I've said this
Yeah.
to you. It's genius.
Well, I'm glad, because my logo is some stupid middle school made garbage from for the longest time, and like you'll see it in my older videos. Because it was literally just like three random PNG letters, and then like just a bunch of add-on stuff from like, things I liked or games I played. It was a mess. But then I think like when I it was either when I started streaming or like a year before, where I'm like, I need a different logo. And like I need a new profile pic too, because my profile picture on YouTube was just my face. I wanted it to be a logo, because this was when I was like getting back in. Yeah, this would have had to been when I was getting back into it, like late end of 2020, early 2021, where I was like, I want to put stuff back on YouTube again. um I came up with that. I'm like, let me just take the Packers logo and do like this, get an oval font like GBP, and fit it in there. And I did that in Photoshop pretty quickly, and the font I used worked perfectly with the Packers oval. I'm like,
Yeah,
yes,
no,
I
it
love
works
this.
perfectly.
And yeah, I've kept that ever since.
Yeah.
But I really like it. Yeah, no, I'm glad I came up with that one.
Yeah, my logo was kind of done in the same way. It was made in Adobe Illustrator, I believe. And it
Mhm.
was made back in like 10th grade or so, so around the same time you did yours.
So you started your stuff that early
No,
too?
I made my logo in 10th grade. I just never used it until 2019, until
Oh,
senior year.
I see. I see. Because yeah, I was gonna say I didn't think
So
you
this
started stuff
this
that
logo
early.
right here is 6 years
Yes.
old. You can't see it on your end. You
Interesting.
can. It's only on. I'm pointing to it on stream.
Oh, I see. I see.
But yeah, this logo is like 6 or so years old. But I like it. It's minimalistic, and that's what I love about yours too. I'm a sucker for minimalism, and
Mm.
I just like Payton. I love the fact that your logo is a reference to the Packers, but I also love how it's like its own thing and it's minimal. It's very minimal and contained.
Interesting. Because that was something I was like a little bit skeptical about was the fact that it was so similar, but I'm like, it plays into my name,
It
so
plays into your name and
whatever.
it's very like minimal and I like that. Yeah, it's simple but works. That's what I love about it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. Uh, we need to make lists of stuff to send to each other. Because
Dear
I know
God,
we were
we're all
saying
gonna
that like
forget, bro. We're gonna forget.
all stream. Well, I know for sure I need to send you the Chia Pets thing and then like a couple of my older videos that you
I'm gonna
haven't
get the
seen.
Mary and Max thing right now before I forget.
Yes, I was gonna say do that one before you forget. And I
Because
know
I know
Kira
it's
was
in the
asking about
movies
that one
channel.
too.
I know it's in the movies channel, but
Okay.
it's 90 minutes long. We'll have to watch it sometime together.
All right. Yeah, no, I mean I'm fine with that, and I know Kira was asking about that as well.
Yep. All right. Well, does anybody else have any other questions for Peyton and I? Because we're gonna wind this down because it has been almost 3 hours.
I knew it would go that long.
I had a feeling it would too. But hey, that's not a bad thing. I've been enjoying this.
No, not at all. Like, I mean, we didn't need a, and I told you this beforehand already. Like, I knew we weren't going to need a lot to just bounce back and forth off each other because we just have
Yeah.
that chemistry.
But anybody else have any questions for either of us? Because Peyton, I would say we both did a really good job on the content creation part. Like that was like you and I covered a lot of bases there, and sports, of course, you covered. Um, we talked a little bit about childhood games, but unless you want to talk more on that.
Well, I mean, this kind of goes into like the DS stuff. So, I mean, I grew up with a lot of Mario and Mario Kart. I'm looking back at the sets while I try and see a lot of the ones I've had for a while, like New Super Mario Brothers being Mario Kart Wii, obviously. Those were easily a huge part of my childhood. Tiger Woods games, Halo, the first Halo I played a lot of with friends, but I always got stuck on the second level because it was such an open level that I didn't know where to go. I
Oh,
didn't actually like I actually found the way out after looking it up at like some point in middle school or high school. But then I got to the fourth level. No, it was the third or fourth level, one of the two. And then I got stuck again on like some bridge segment I couldn't figure out. And then when I played it with my sister in 2021, and we ended up beating the whole thing together. Not from the very first level, we did a full run through, and she was the we basically tag team it. She was the explorer that would actually find out where to go. I was the killer that would actually do the combat because I was better at it. And like that's the only shooter that I'm actually decent at. And that's why there's the video of
well,
the
you
rocket
guys
launchers
just play with
gameplay.
rocket launchers though, so that's not a good
And it's
shooter.
fun. It's
Oh,
fun.
I won't.
But like
I won't disagree. It's fun, but that's not it. That's not. Oh yeah, I'm good at shooters because I know how to shoot a
no, I
rocket.
know, but I'm saying even outside of that, like, playing the normal game, you're not only using rocket launchers.
Yeah, you're
So,
using assault rifles, pistols, and whatever, and the
yeah.
alien weapons,
And
which are a whole different thing.
yeah,
The
and
needle
like
gun.
we've done like normal games before. They just haven't been nearly as fun as the rocket launchers have been. And the rocket launchers only kind of evens the playing field a little bit as well. It makes it a more wild game. Whereas like Steven is a lot better at shooters than I am. So like even though I
Gotcha.
can hold my own for a little bit, like he ends up just running the table at some point.
Gotcha. No, that makes
Um,
sense.
but and speaking of like when we do TTT on Friday, we gotta do a Waluigi launchers only round, at least one map, at least once. We gotta
I
see.
don't. Oh, if we can get, if somebody can modify the random at to trigger randomly Waluigi's only, because I know there's a harpoon, which basically means only everyone only gets harpoons to throw at each other.
Okay.
But if somebody can mod Lua to make it so everyone gets a Waluigi launcher and everyone can only use the Waluigi launcher, that would be funny as shit.
Oh yeah, no, that would be. I would love that. I mean, and I know you're like somewhat against stuff. That's why I'm only saying like just one map, please. I thought you would be able to control that. I
No,
guess not.
no,
Ah,
it's Gmod is it's harder to modify, but it's also very open to modify. Like the instructions
okay,
are set out. It's just that I don't know how to code Lua, and I don't plan to learn how to code Lua. Lua is the
gotcha.
language that Gmod
Yeah,
uses. I
yeah,
just don't plan to learn it because fuck coding.
gotcha. But
But
yeah,
I
like,
do
are
know
there
it is
any?
possible.
Yeah, I see. Are the, I will say like Wii Sports was obviously
Oh, of
another good
course,
one.
as it should be.
Uh, Yeah, and then like I said, Raving Rabbit's TV party, which I have to introduce you to because that's pretty fun.
Is that the one
Um,
where it has the rabbit inside the Wii remote and you can shake it?
no, that's an application that was on like the Wii Shop channel or something. I know what you're talking about because Scott the Watts talked about it before. That's not no this. So the premise of this game is that the rabbits get stuck in Rayman's TV,
Ah,
and all of the all of like the mini games in the game are like based on TV channels and stuff like that. Like
gotcha.
there's a racing one, like I said, there's a wrestling one, there's a fashion one, there's dancing and singing, there's I'm trying to remember the one that was literally just on my mind. Oh yeah, there's a prison break one. That's another one.
Oh, that's cool.
Um but no, it's a genuinely fun game, and like midway through a lot of the games, you'll get like advertisement like breaks. So someone will have to like a prompt will show on screen saying like this player press one for an advertisement. They press one, and then it takes them to like this short like 15-second commercial skit that's also a mini game. And whoever like if you win that mini game, like you get a boost in the game that you're playing.
Gotcha.
So like there's one called Mega Balls, which is supposed to like simulate a lottery, like the balls being dropped
Oh
and like
yeah, yeah. Like the Powerball. Yeah, gotcha.
yeah, a little bit. Yeah. And so when you're going through this course, because that's what it is, you're going through a course, and then at the end you have to uh how do I put it? At the end you have to like get into like uh a hole, which is like a suction that takes you to like the ball actually being dropped. But
Yeah,
on the way you have to like get all these like white pellets that are points, and whoever has the most points at the end wins. Like midway through you'll get that well you'll get a couple like fight breaks where you can like fight out points, and like there'll be like an endless stream of points, and you can fight each other to like get into that pile to get points. But midway through you'll like someone will get an advertisement, and whoever wins every will like be safe, and everyone else will lose like a certain amount of points and then be ineligible to like get points for the next 5-10 seconds or something like that.
gotcha.
Or like I'm trying to think of something separate. Like a different game is I forget what the name the Very Rabid Show, which I don't even know why it's called that, but what it is four rabbits, microphone. Whoever holds onto the microphone the longest wins. And you have to like punch each other in order to get the microphone out
That's
and
funny.
be able to steal it. But like you don't automatically see it. So when you punch a rabbit, the microphone like goes up in the air and then it respawns in a random location that you have to find. And it's like a dark room, and the gimmick is you point your Wii remote at the pointer and it's a flashlight. Um,
Gotcha.
but
That makes sense.
the minute the what the advertisement break does in that game is whoever wins it gets the microphone right away, like automatically.
Oh,
And
okay.
so you get free. So it's stuff like that. But it's very fun. Like that's a game that I have a lot of fun with, but obviously it doesn't have the reach to like get people willing to play it. Even
Well,
like
that and
my
it's
friends
also
sometimes
hard
it's hard.
to without, the setup to do so, the equipment. At least on
Yeah. Well,
mine.
I'm saying like even with my IRL friends, like just on my Wii,
Gotcha.
sometimes it can be difficult for them to get. But when they do, like I have like three different 4-player videos on playing rabbits, and like I had a great time with all of them. And I thought it was a fun session regardless. But like that's something like I'm gonna have to introduce you to at some point because I think it's a good time. Uh, and just figuring out just WeNet play in general. And that was another thing I forgot to mention to you before was New Super Mario Brothers Wii also worked with us.
Yeah. It
Uh so and like I remember you had to like turn down the like you had to drop the frames or whatever. Like the
drop the
input lag.
buffer or raise
Yeah,
it.
drop the buffer. Did you like do that with the other Wii games we've played since then or not?
Um the only reason I had to raise the buffer so high was because we had the German guy, and because he
Right.
was much farther away, the lag was much worse. So that's the reason why we
Yeah,
raised the buffer with him. But for you,
gotcha.
your network is fine. It's just occasionally it pings high, and obviously your hardware bottleneck too. So there's that. But
Yeah.
it's a little bit of the lag spikes and the hardware, but other than that, like it's smooth sailing.
Gotcha. Because I did notice another thing was that I think having Discord voice chat on the same
It
computer
does
might
put some
also,
load on it.
yeah. Because I noticed that I realized when I all three Wii net plays that we've done together that have been able to work, where like I closed everything, the New Super Mario Bros. Wii, the Mario Super Sluggers, and then Wheel of Fortune. Like I used my phone Discord for all of those.
Ah,
Because
okay.
my phone has like a wider mic range, so I prefer to use that when I'm not like recording anything because it can pick up like higher pitches than either my voice or my laugh.
Gotcha. Yeah, well, the reason that is, Peyton, is because there's automatic noise cancellation on desktop,
Yeah.
and that probably takes up some CPU load. The
I
phones
see.
don't have that because they're a different instruction set. They're ARM, not x86. I'm not going to get into that. But basically licensing as well as that makes it painful to optimize it on phones, but phones
Mhm.
are already have really solid mics in them because they're used to,
Yeah.
oh, I don't know, call
Oh,
people.
people.
Like, God, that's the main reason that they were made, guys. Holy shit.
Yeah. No, yeah. But I was just, throwing that as another recommendation because
Yeah,
like
no, I got you.
I know we have to like do more like Mario Party 8 and Wii Party and some of those other Wii Mario Kart
Yeah.
Wii.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely be down for that. I'd definitely be down for that.
Yeah.
We just got to find other
Um
people to do that with, because I mean, with you, yeah,
y-
that'd be cool, but that would just be two of us.
yeah. Yeah.
If we got a
Which
third
I
and
mean
fourth,
like
that'd be epic.
yeah. It would be. I would say like the one thing would be like Mario Kart that may be troublesome for people because like we saw how that ended with Double Dash.
Well, that's just because it's rendering for viewports.
I know, but I'm saying the same thing about Mario Kart Wii
Oh
is
yeah, no, no, yeah. There
so
are
like that.
actually there. I don't think it runs on Dolphin, but there is a Actually, no, there might be a alternate. Yeah, I think there is an online um emulation layer that replaces the Nintendo WFC.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think there is an
R-
alternative to that on Dolphin
Like
that
how
can
they
be
use
used.
Reconnect 24.
Yeah, Reconnect 24 or something like that. I'm pretty sure that works on Dolphin, though I could be wrong. I could be totally bullshitting, but
I
I'm pretty
think it
sure that does
does.
exist.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it
You would just have
exists.
to run the game at full speed, or else it would, not work.
Yeah,
But you're just
yeah,
rendering one viewport, not four.
yeah, exactly. So I know like Mario Kart may be tough to do. But like the other games, I like those are stuff like we gotta find people for eventually.
Yep. But I'm pretty sure
And
a
like
couple people will be down to do Mario Kart Wii or something like that.
yeah, and like even at that, I still desperately want to do battle mode with you and Braxton for Double Dash because that battle mode is so much fun.
It's pretty good. I would say Deluxe's is pretty solid too.
Yeah, it's pretty
Wii's
good, but
was
I know you
alright
don't.
as well. Wii's was alright as well. It only
Wii's
had
was
two modes though.
okay. It was well, yeah, and then they were both timed and forced you to be on teams.
You can configure the time,
You
I'm pretty
can.
sure.
Yeah, but it's like you have to have a time though. Like you can't select it to be like no timer, like for something like Balloon Battle.
Oh, I see what you mean.
That's what I'm referring to. You're forced to a time limit.
Well, you could just set it to like an hour, and typically, unless y'all are pussies, it would,
Well,
you know what I
well,
mean?
here's the thing is like with Balloon Battle, like the way it's structured in Wii is by a point system, not by the lives. Because
Right,
remember when someone
right.
dies in
If you
Balloon Battle
die,
on
you
Wii,
lose
you
half your balloon
respawn.
count. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like DS and Double Dash and 64.
No, you're right. It's not a
Um,
battle royale per se.
no. Like what I typically like to do with Wii's battle mode with friends is I will do coin battle, no CPUs. And typically this is best like with two people because then it doesn't matter if you're on teams or not, you're automatically going to be against each other anyway. I think I think it guaranteed tops out at like 21 coins on the battlefield. So it's always a fight to get 11 for 3 minutes. I think that's pretty fun because I've done that with Steven, just me and him, and that's been pretty okay.
All right, we'll have to think
But
about
like,
that. That
yeah,
sounds
but
like a
like I
good
still want
idea.
to, yeah, but I still want to see like if without me streaming like double dash between the three of us would it still run well? I don't know. I just want to see because I still want to be able to do that because that battle mode is just so much fun to me.
All right, we'll have to see. We'll probably do it like off cam just to test it. Cause
Yeah,
like it's
no, I
better it's
like
better to test it to make sure it works before we just
yeah,
dry
no,
run
and
it.
that's yeah, no, and I agreed. Like that was all I was thinking of because like I've told you before, like when we offline tested just me and you, and then when offline tested just me and Braxton, worked fine. But then when four players came in and like three of us are streaming, it went to crap.
Yeah.
But are there any like childhood games that like you hold close or like ever want to play again?
Mario Galaxy is just something I hold dear to my childhood.
I hate that I still have to play that.
You've never oh my god, you've never
No,
played
okay. I
Galaxy.
I have Galaxy 1 and 2. I've only gotten to like the first level or I don't think I've ever gotten past no. I have gotten past the first boss in Galaxy 1.
The
I've just
only
never
one of those two
progressed.
games we're
I've
playing
never
is the
progressed
first.
farther. But I've never progressed farther than that, if you know what I'm
Oh
saying.
my
Like I beat
god,
the
dude.
boss, but I've never gone further in the game
You
just
need so
for
you have
whatever
only
reason.
gotten like 2 power stars. You need to play more of the game, bro.
I know. I
Galaxy
hate that
2 is
I
a waste
do.
of time, but Galaxy 1
Okay.
is amazing.
Okay.
Galaxy 2 is only good if you're a completionist. Um
Okay.
because it's built for completionists. Its story sucks. Galaxy 1 has amazing story. The gameplay
Yeah.
is, good. You don't really 2 didn't really refine it much. Um
Gotcha.
just 1 was a great game, 2 was a bad sequel. Um and unfortunately with sequels they either continue the legacy or they kill it. And that one killed it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we also have to do Mario versus Luigi again at some point. It's been too long.
Trust me, Peyton, it is in the works. It is in the works.
Thank you.
Fawn even said that he will not join.
I know. I saw that in Discord, and I was kind of on Alex's side where it's like still join. We don't care. At least I don't care
I
personally.
mean, from my standpoint, if someone's winning the whole time, you
Yeah.
should let others have a chance.
No, and I agree. Because I remember when you did the Justofa-thon a while back, um, he participated in some games, but then sat
But he
out of
also took a
others.
break, which I was
Yeah,
fine with.
no,
It's just that
I'm fine with that.
if it was just like me versus him, it was like, yeah, you know who's gonna win.
Yeah.
You need like 5 or 6 people and him if you want to make it like
Yes.
enjoyable. If you just have it
Yes. No,
with
I
me
agree.
versus him, it's just not gonna be fun. Because
Yeah. So
it's good. You know it's a mountainous. You know it's an uphill battle.
no, I agree. So you hear that chat, right? 5, 6 people. Let's see who comes out of the woodworks.
Yeah, well, if we get quite a few people for that, I'll consider playing it again. But I'm
Mhm.
not gonna play it like super often like I used to. I'll play it like
No,
maybe
and I
once a
know. I
month
know
or
those days
so,
are
maybe once
I know
every
those
other
days
month.
are long gone.
But yeah,
Yeah, no, I know those days are long gone. Kind of like Gma TTT ended, you know,
unfortunately, Gmod
during
TTT.
slash right after my football season ended.
I'm kind of upset we don't have as many people as we used to for Gmod TTT because I love that
I
game.
know.
I just don't that's one of my sad moments in content creation. Like I was genuinely wishing that we'd still have enough people to play it and that there wasn't any burnout. Unfortunately, there's burnout. Um, and and another sad moment for me in content creation was Mario Kart 8 Deluxe having updates that ruined the mechanics in my opinion, and
Yeah,
that basically dissuaded me from ever playing the game again. Unfortunately,
yeah. Well, that was what I was gonna mention when you brought up the battle mode. I'm like, you're never gonna play that game again.
I would play it on Ryu Jinx
Yeah, and I don't
if I
have,
played
I can't run that.
if I played Mario Kart 8 Deluxe again, it would be on Ryu Jinx version 1.4.2, the last version before the DLC.
Yeah, no,
And
and I
that's the
don't
only
have,
version I'd ever play.
I can't run Ryujinx.
Yeah, I
So,
know. I know.
uh, any other childhood games outside Mario Galaxy that you remember playing the heck out of?
NSMB DS, but you already covered that. Mario 64 DS. That was one of the first. That was my first game I ever 100%, I believe. That or
Mm,
no, NSMB DS is my first game I ever 100%, but 64 DS
same.
is my first Mario game.
Ah, see, my DS is New Super Mario Bros. DS is the first for me in both categories, but I never owned a 64 DS, which
It's a good
in
remake of
theory,
64.
yeah, but in theory it makes sense because I never had any connection to the original. Like my dad, I was born after it, my dad never even owned it. So I mean, my first taste with 64 was actually buying a cartridge and playing it on my dad's old N64,
Gotcha.
and really good game. I did get 100. I did get all 120 stars. Uh,
I did not in
that
my
was the other.
playthrough of the N64 version. Oh, I actually played the PC port of the game.
Uh,
But I only got like 108. But the last 12 or so, I was like, yeah, I'm just not even gonna fuck with Rainbow Ride. Fuck that course. And then
oh,
there
weak.
were also a couple other stars like 100 coins in that one. Nah, not the Snowman's Land 100 coins. Nah, stuff like that where it's just like nah.
No, I had to get all 120 stars.
It's like I got
I
all
think I
180
made.
in 64 DS. I don't need to prove myself
I
again.
thought there was only 150.
I'm pretty sure it's 180 in it's 64 DS.
I swore it was only 150.
Is it
I don't think
150 or
it's.
180?
I'm pretty confident it's 150.
Hold on. Let me look. Gameplay. Oh, it is 150. Never mind.
Told you.
Whatever. Point is, I
What's
got all 150.
Yeah, yeah. What was I gonna say? But that was actually another story. Was my when I moved houses from the Chris Lake one to the Huntley one when we were moving stuff, I found my dad's old N64 and Super Nintendo,
Oh,
and I'm like, how am I just now finding out about this? why have you not told me this before? And so the SNES I don't really use because most of what I want to play is on Switch anyway, so don't really need to. But the N64 I used a lot, and like when we moved houses and I started using that, like after I got my first job, that's when I started buying games for it. So and I've showed you the where are they? The ones down here, the VHS cases for them that I got so they could be on the shelf.
I have a little like box with a handle on it that has a Nintendo like emblem on it that was like made for
Okay.
NES cartridges. I have yeah, it's an antique, but
Mm.
I have it filled with a couple NES and a couple 64 cartridges. I don't have any SNES cartridges because I don't have the thing. And I have the entire ROM set of the SNES and the BSX and the Sufami Turbo and all the other console accessories for the SNES. I have those. I have the entire
Of
ROM
course
set
you
of that.
do. Of course you do. Oh, that's another question. Um, I know you love Mario Party DS.
Yes.
Let's
Net
see.
play of it,
I
not
mean,
possible.
huh?
Net play of it is not
No?
possible.
Damn it.
Trust me, I wish it was.
I know, buddy. I was gonna try and help you find a way.
Trust me, I wish it
Uh,
was. It is not possible.
yeah, because when I started game collecting, I did pick up that one, and yeah, it's
Well,
really
tell
good.
you
Do I
what,
consider
Peyton. If I ever meet up
what?
with you, you and I are playing Mario Party DS together.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Do I consider it the best? No, that's Mario Party 1. Hey, he's holding up a 1 for the best game. uh,
How many ones am I holding up now, Peyton?
2 for Mario Party 2.
I can't with this guy.
Well, I'm just saying we have to play Mario Party 1 at some point. We have to.
I'm going to
It's
eventually when I hate myself, or I might make it a
too good.
channel. I might make it a channel point goal. That sounds like a good
Yeah,
idea.
I'd like that. I
Jacek
would
hates
like that.
himself and plays Mario Party 1 with GreenBayPayton over here.
Yes. And and it's just Project 64, so we could easily get two
Yeah, it's
people for
Project
that.
64 net play.
Yeah. Because I
It's pretty
literally
easy
just
to
tried
use.
to, yeah, because I literally, I think earlier in the week or last week, I literally set that up on my own just so I had it.
Yeah. No, it should work. Excuse me. It should work just fine. I would just need to get a
Yeah.
controller plugged in and tested to work, which it should.
Well, I mean, you can do it. You could just use a Switch controller
I use
because
I
that's how I played the GameCube games with NetPlay. Is I used my Switch Joy-Cons.
I use this for N64 emulation, Wii U
Yeah,
emulation, and Switch emulation. It's a Switch Pro controller.
yeah, yeah. Just use that.
Oh, I accidentally knocked out my camera. Give me one
Good
second.
job.
Lol.
Nice.
The USB port on it is very flaky, and
Mm,
yeah, it just did that again.
gotcha.
There we go. Yeah, because I dropped my controller. I
I
dropped the
became
controller.
Savage J620 for a while there.
Haha, very funny. But no, I dropped my controller and apparently it like made a vibration that temporarily disconnected the cable. Oh well.
Mm.
But yeah, anybody else have any questions for us? Cause I think this is a good time to end off. Peyton, thank you so much for being such a wonderful guest tonight. This
Hmm.
has been an absolute
Yeah, no,
pleasure. We've been going for 3
yeah, no,
hours and almost 15 minutes. Holy shit, man.
yeah, no. Thank you for having me. I mean, this was a long time coming,
My
obviously, because
pleasure, man. My pleasure.
we had to wait for football to end.
Yeah. Football. John Madden. John Madden. John Madden. Football.
Football.
But yeah, thank you everyone for being here. I greatly appreciate you all. Have a great night. Peyton, thank you for being here. I super appreciate it. Thank you for being such an amazing guest. Um, To those interested in playing Lethal Company, I will be playing it tomorrow, hopefully around 7 or 8 p.m. And who knows, I might do something tonight as well. I don't know, but it'll probably be off camera if I do play. But Payton, thank you again for being here. I greatly appreciate it. And to everyone in chat, y'all have a great night. Stay savage, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.